To register or change your party affiliation for the August 18th ballot. You can change your address all the way up to the day of the election. Tomorrow, the Charlotte County School Board set to hold an emergency meeting to talk about a number of COVID-19 related things, including possibly pushing back the start date of school. Today, Cape Coral City Council will introduce changes to its noise ordinance. It would require businesses in the entertainment district not to exceed noise levels of 75 decibels after 11 p.m. Sunday through Thursday and after midnight on Fridays and Saturdays. It would then need to drop to 65 decibels after those hours until 7 o'clock in the morning. However, there is one change. It removes the requirement for businesses to get a permit if they plan to be louder than that for special events and if the sound's louder than what's allowed inside buildings. A Naples man is dead after falling out of a boat in the Keys and then being hit by the boat's propeller. FWC says 25-year-old Sean Hurley died Friday night as the boat was heading to Islamorada. Hurley and 2 other passengers were thrown into the water as the boat made a sharp turn. Investigators say a severe thunderstorm was causing rough conditions on the water. I'm Lindsay Sablon with Wink News.
Wink News traffic.
Good Monday morning. Commuters in Lehigh Acres a little busy already on Bell Boulevard heading north and south between Jaguar and State Road 82. So if you want to navigate a route at hop on Columbus. Also southbound delays on Sunshine Boulevard for about a quarter mile heading south to State Road 82. We look great on the Daniels extension to 75 is about 10 minutes. However, traffic is slowing in Fort Myers on College Parkway heading east of Summerlin towards US 41. That trip to the minute traffic, I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority. Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
Blah, 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 blah.
Gear up for the liberal loudmouths at work. Drew Steele, mornings on 92.5 Fox News.
It's open enrollment season, and MediShare is a Christian healthcare sharing ministry that saves most families about $500 a month. Google MediShare and see if it's a fit for you.
Let's talk buttons. Not the buttons on clothes, the ones that do things. The ones that beg the question, what's that button do? There's just something satisfying about pressing buttons. And now, if you have sleep apnea and can't use CPAP, there's a button you can press that's really satisfying. It lets you go from sleeping like this to this. It's called Inspire, and it's as simple as, you guessed it, clicking a button. Inspire is a sleep apnea treatment that works inside the body with one click of a remote. That's right, a button. Inspire is a small device implanted in a same-day outpatient procedure. Simply click the button on the Inspire remote before you fall asleep. As you sleep, Inspire keeps you breathing normally and sleeping peacefully. No mask, no hose, just sleep. If you're struggling with CPAP, great sleep awaits at inspiresleep.com. That's inspiresleep.com. Inspire, sleep apnea innovation. No mask, no hose, just sleep.
Talk to your doctor to see if Inspire is right for you and review important safety information at inspiresleep.com.
I'm Casey Askar. My family fled Christian persecution in Iraq. We found freedom in America where we can worship without fear. I joined the Marines to defend the country that gave us so much. But now, America is under attack. Our founders, our heroes, our faith. It's time to fight back. I'm Casey Askar, and I approve this message. I fought for my faith, my family, and my country, and I will fight for you.
Paid for by Casey Askar for Congress.
Hi, Michael Crothers, owner of Pure Air Conditioning. One of the most common questions we get is, when should I replace it versus repair it? These are the types of questions we discuss on the Get Pure Air radio show every Saturday morning at 11:30. Have you been told you need a new AC? I encourage you to call us today at 239-597-7873 for a second opinion, or you can chat with us online at getpureair.com.
At Fisher Investments, we do things differently, and other money managers don't understand why.
Because our way works great for us.
But it may not work for your clients. That's why Fisher Investments is a fiduciary, obligated to put clients first. It's the highest standard for a financial advisor.
So, what do you provide? Cookie-cutter portfolios like the rest of us?
No cookie-cutter portfolios here. Fisher Investments tailors portfolios to meet each client's goals and needs.
But you do sell investments that earn you high commissions, right? And make commissions when you make trades for your clients?
No, Fisher Investments doesn't sell any commission investment products, and we never earn commissions on trades.
So what's in it for you?
Fisher Investments fees are structured so we do better when our clients do better. When it comes to helping clients achieve a comfortable retirement, we're clearly different. Visit FisherInvestments.com to find out why investors like you switch to us. Fisher Investments, clearly different money management.
Investments in securities involve the risk of loss.
From 92.5 Fox News,
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
it's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steele.
Well, good morning, Southwest Florida. So glad to see you here. 239-479-5592, the Tri-Town Construction Talk and Text lines, streaming live on the YouTubes anytime you want to. We still haven't, well, no, we have established. It's not the YouTubes, I just say it. All right, we are streaming live on YouTube, Drew Steele Radio, Steele with 3 E's. Anytime you want to watch the program, we do appreciate it today. And probably for the rest of the week, I am at the non-palatial home studios. Jake is back at the big boy studio. It's a long story, but everything's fine here. We're fine here in the family. Everything is good at the station. There's no problem. But it's not that big a deal. Do I need to, Jake? Do I need to go into exactly why I'm here and you're there? Does it make that much of a difference to you, or maybe not?
No. I don't think we're all right.
Okay, if you say so. But yeah, everything is cool. So we're just here, kind of hanging out after a nice weekend. Hope everybody had a great weekend. Want to remind everybody that we are still talking about getting the petition going. The Trump County has not ended. As a matter of fact, it's gaining a little bit of steam. It's something that the president said, as a matter of fact, with his interview with Chris Wallace over the weekend. And it's funny that he brought this up because it's like perfect timing. The fact that he brought this up about name changes and why that is a bad thing. And he made what was a funny statement about name changes, but it really plays into the reason why we care about it here as well. And the concerns that we all have, that you have. And so what did he say exactly in this interview? We're going to get to that coming up. Also, we're going to talk a little bit more about the state of Florida and how the panic merchants are going to panic. They're going to continue to make you believe that things are worse than they are or not as they seem. I know the mask debate keeps going on. If you went on to social media over the weekend, you probably realized that the mask debate is not stopping anytime soon. Both sides have an argument. The ones that are out there that don't want to wear a mask for a lot of different reasons, and also the ones that continue to say, look, the evidence is out there that wearing masks makes a difference, and how we are hearing even in the top of the news right there on Wink, more and more places are going to start to ask you or are going to have mask mandates when you go into these stores. And I noticed over the weekend that there were more people that did than didn't. But there's still people that are not wearing masks. And again, I cannot say this enough. I can't say it enough. And I hope that everybody understands that don't be Costco guy. Okay, just don't do it. Don't be Costco guy if you don't want to go to these places that are having mask mandates and you're upset about it and you're worried and concerned about liberty and freedom and this is what bothers you and it's being told what I get it. I understand where you're coming from, but at the same time, you got other places that you can shop for the time being. You take your dollars elsewhere. That's what you do if that's something that you don't agree with. But let's not be Costco guy and get all crazy. Let's not go there. Okay, I hope that makes sense. But the other part of it is, in the state of Florida, what we are doing with schools. For example, I'm looking on Wink News, and I saw a story about a pediatric group is pleading with the governor not to send kids back to school. I don't know if it was pleading. It was more like the American Academy of Pediatrics said, listen, children do best when they're in schools. And then now the president there, which I'm sure there was no pressure at all. There was no pressure. Just trust me, there was no pressure at all to change and to clarify the statement. No, not at all. To clarify the statement and say, no, listen, we didn't say that. What we said was we're advising and we're concerned about the positivity of viral infection rates going up to 14.2% in the past couple of weeks. which is very interesting considering that has been the past couple of weeks and the past couple of days. And I don't know, what time is it? We can even check hours to where we start to hear stories in the state of Florida about maybe how there have been instances of where the numbers have come out. And maybe, a guy died on a motorcycle and he died in a horrible motorcycle accident. But, he had COVID at the time. So, I mean, it's obvious that what? Yeah, if you remember on Friday that happened, then that was a big deal but why? It is because we are trying desperately. You're trying. I'm trying because I want to make sure that I get the best information to you. We're all trying to get the best information. We're all trying to get the right numbers, the right data. We're all trying to come up and find out what's going on here. If these numbers really are as bad as they're saying the infection rate, or if there's some numbers that are being fudged for a lot of different reasons. You want the reasons? And spare me all the people that are upset about saying things that sound like a conspiracy theory, because I can give you plenty of conspiracy theories that have been out there. Trump-Russia collusion hoax, where there's even more information on that we found out. The impeachment hoaxes, all the different things that the left in this country is trying to do when it comes to hoaxes. So spare me your conspiracy theory talk, because it seems like some of the conspiracy theories, quote unquote, have actually been reality in a lot of cases. And the fact that we need to have these numbers and we need to know that these numbers aren't being fudged because, let's just say, there is something to be benefited from if you are to label that death a COVID death as opposed to a motorcycle accident, because you get paid for that COVID classification. It's true. And especially if you're hurting for money, it would be awful, horrible to think. It would really stink if there were people that were being considered COVID case deaths when they actually were not COVID case deaths, because certain institutions were not making enough money and it was a way to get paid back from things that they couldn't do otherwise. We hope that's not the case. I'm not saying that's the case, but it's out there in the ether. So what about opening up schools and this story? We're going to get to that more in detail coming up. So I want to hit all of those topics just so you know where we're going this morning, and then get your thoughts, because you have prominent individuals, Florida Representative Donna Shalala, calling for the Sunshine State to shut down in order to combat the coronavirus, and we can't have kids back in school, and we got to shut it all down again, close it down. We've got our worst nightmare happening right now, and if we don't shut it down, what? So the worst nightmare is what? We shut it down 15 days to mitigate, 45 days to slow the spread. We did everything you asked us to do the last time around, and that didn't seem to help. So we'll do it again until we feel like it's calmed down enough for you to tell us that we can open up again, only to have another spike until we have some natural immunity that has been built up. I mean, we can go on and on with this. But the question becomes, is any of this political? Yes. I figured I'd answer the question for you, but we'll also get to that, because I really do want to get to the president and some of the audio of Chris Wallace's interview, because a lot of people are talking about it, and everybody decided in the Twitterverse, everybody decided out there that they were going to pick and choose on social media what they wanted to play of the president to make him sound bad, selectively editing, and what they were going to take out of the conversation on the other side that the president sounded good. And trust me, there was a lot of good in there. And there is a lot that can be said about the president specifically going after Joe Biden, going after the policies of what Democrats will do when they're in office, if they're in office, if Joe Biden were to win the election. And it's all out there. And so what were some of the things that the president said? You know what I want to do, Jake? I want to take a break right now. Let's take a break. And when we come back, I want to get to a lot of the audio of what the president said. Has to do with the Democrats and what they're going to do, Has to do a lot with Joe Biden, some of the way that he talked to Chris Wallace. Obviously, you're going to hear a lot of things out of Chris Wallace that would make you believe that he's not exactly on the president's side. And also the president making our case really quite well. That when we say we want to change Lee County to Trump County, and you can go to our Facebook page, facebook.com/925 Fox News, and right there you'll see the president's face, and you click on that, it'll take you to the change.org page where I think we're over 1,000 signatures already. But sign on to that petition because we're moving that forward, that he makes the case that we're making. You'll hear that coming up. All right, and don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel, Drew Steele Radio, Steele with 3 E's, so you can watch the channel each and every morning. We appreciate that. Let's find out what's happening with traffic up to the minute. Here's Sabrina Katz.
Good Monday morning. Commuters in Lehigh Acres a little busy already on Bell Boulevard heading north and south between Jaguar and State Road 82. So if you want to navigate a route at Hop on Columbus. Also southbound delays on Sunshine Boulevard for about a quarter mile heading south to State Road 82. We look great on the Daniels extension to 75 is about 10 minutes. However, traffic is slowing in Fort Myers on College Parkway heading east of Summerlin towards US 41. That trip to the minute traffic, I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
For today, scattered rain and storms, the high of 93. Best chance of rain during the afternoon, and get ready for more rounds of scattered storms and highs in the 90s all the way towards the weekend. Wink News, the Weather Authority.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
This Fox Business Report is presented by Gulf Shore Business Magazine, online at gulfshorebusiness.com.
I'm Maria Bartiromo, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Tens of thousands plan to strike today in 25 cities across the U.S. Organizers want corporations and governments to declare Black Lives Matter, along with higher wages and the ability to unionize for negotiating purposes. Disney is the latest company to slash advertising budgets on Facebook platforms, including Instagram, another setback for the social media company facing a growing advertising boycott due to policies and actions on hate speech. Electric-powered trucks, vans, and buses. 15 states and the District of Columbia following California's lead, aimed at improving air quality. An action plan is being developed aimed at zero emissions by 2050 on all new medium and heavy-duty vehicles. Wall Street ending last week with a third straight weekly gain for the S&P 500, while the Dow fell slightly and the Nasdaq rose. With your Fox Business Report, I'm Ann Carrick, invested in you.
Everyone is talking about David Horowitz's new book, Blitz. It's a #1 Amazon bestseller and just hit the New York Times bestseller list. Blitz reveals the truth about Trump. Don Jr. and Mike Huckabee say you need to get Blitz. And follow David Horowitz every night on Newsmax TV, America's fastest growing cable TV channel. Get the new bestseller Blitz at bookstores or get the free offer and save $28. Call 800-NEWSMAX or go to blitz411.com. That's blitz411.com.
Plug into the power. 92.5 Fox News.
Right. All along. Who is Adam Botana? He's running trashy negative ads, but it's all a distraction. Botana is desperate to hide the fact that he has zero accomplishments. He's just a liberal living at his parents' place following the Pelosi playbook. With a history of failing to pay taxes, liberal Botana is for sale, taking money from his big sugar buddies, even taking $10,000 into his dark money committee from a Democrat. Arrested for DUI, cited by police 7 times over 7 years, liberal Botana is reckless. Adam Botana, desperate, for sale, reckless, liberal. But Jason Mon is a proven Trump conservative with a solid record fighting for conservative causes, like enforcing immigration laws and protecting the Second Amendment. And Jason Mon is leading the fight to rebuild our economy and keep our water clean. Jason Mon, candidate, House District 76, a Trump conservative, a proven leader. Sponsored by Friends of Jason Mon PC.
Pool need a checkup? Call the doctor, the Pool Doctor.
Hi, Dr. Mark here. Your old pool pump is an energy hog and likely your second greatest user of electricity. We'll install a new Pentair energy efficient pump, saving you over $500 a year. We're a family company, And for over 40 years, we've been doing business right.
The prescription is the Pool Doctor for award-winning pool service, repairs, and unheard of $39 diagnostic calls. That's mypooldoctor.com or 239-574-1133. State certified CPC 057088.
I'm here with Mike Roberts with Mortgage Warehouse. Mike, give me an update on mortgage rates. How are things looking?
There is a lot of talk about mortgage rates these days, and for good reason. Mortgage rates are nearing the lowest levels we've seen in years. Anyone that purchased their home in 2017 or 2018 should check into refinancing their mortgage to get a lower interest rate. Give us a call at 313-5000 or apply online at mortgagewarehouse.com. You'll work directly with one of our loan officers right here in Southwest Florida. Our no closing cost program allows you to refinance with no fees out of pocket, no fees rolled into your loan, and you won't pay any Florida mortgage taxes either. If you took out a mortgage in 2017 or 2018, or you have an interest rate above 4%, or you are paying mortgage insurance, also known as PMI, call us at 313-5000. That's 313-5000, or apply online at mortgagewarehouse.com.
Certain restrictions apply. NMLS ID 137154, Equal Housing Lender.
As our state representative, Ray Rodriguez has always been the conservative we could count on. Now, Ray wants to take his conservative record to the Florida Senate. Ray Rodriguez fought to end illegal immigration in Florida. He helped ban sanctuary cities and fought alongside Governor DeSantis to protect our jobs by passing E-Verify. Ray will continue to fight to ensure those in our country illegally will not find sanctuary in our state. When it came to protecting the right to life, no one was more pro-life than Ray Rodriguez. In Florida's Senate, Ray will continue the fight to protect the unborn. And when Donald Trump needed him the most, Ray was there. As one of Florida's members of the Electoral College, Ray stood strong against Hillary Clinton and the Democrats when they tried to steal the election by flipping electors. In the Florida Senate, Ray will always support President Trump and his plan to keep America great. Ray Rodriguez has always been a conservative we could count on. Now, we need him in the Florida Senate. Paid by Ray Rodriguez, Republican, for the Florida Senate.
Tyler McDaniel here, and Brad McDaniel. We're the second generation of Kenmar Care. For our whole lives, our father Ken McDaniel raised us and instilled in us the work ethic and morals which we operate under and live by today. Kenmar Care has teamed up with Maytag to bring high-quality products to you covered by Maytag's exclusive 12-year parts and 12-year dependability promise on select purchases. Be treated like family. Call Kenmar Care. 239-437-7040. That's 437-7040. And online at kenmarcare.com. License number CAC 057163.
This is 92.5 Fox News.
All right, it's Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. 239-479-5592 is the Tri-Town Construction Talk and Text line, streaming live on YouTube. You can watch right now. Just go to YouTube and type in Drew Steele Radio, Steele with 3 E's. We appreciate you subscribing. Please subscribe to the channel. It's how we will continue to be able to bring this to you. And tell your friends, tell people you know, let them know that we're here. And we do, again, appreciate it. All right, so the president sitting down with Chris Wallace. It was a big interview. You know, a lot of people were talking about in the teases about what the president may or may not say. I just want to get into some of the important aspects of where the president needs to go, some of the things that he did that will help to reinforce why people like the president. People like the president for a lot of different reasons. One of them would be the policies that he's put in place. There's no doubt that before the virus hit, that we had a fantastic economy and jobs and the growth and the things that even Democrats knew that they couldn't battle. I mean, there were articles in the Wall Street Journal, in the New York Times, and the Washington Post about the fact that if the economy were to keep going, if the president can run on the economy, it was going to be tough, nearly impossible to even make a dent in what the president would see moving forward, which would be the re-election of the president of the United States easily. And so how conveniently that when a virus comes along, that it's all about Trump's virus, and it's all about the things that he did wrong, and it's all about the things that the governor did wrong here in the state of Florida, understanding how important that if he loses the state of Florida, it's going to be really tough for him to win the election. But putting that aside, let's listen to some of the interview with Chris Wallace. I'm always interested about how the interview or the discussion with the president always goes back to, you know, will he accept the election if he loses? As if the president's not going to leave off.
Tradition in this country, in fact, one of the prides of this country is the peaceful transition of power, and that no matter how hard fought a campaign is, that at the end of the campaign, that the loser concedes to the winner. Not saying that you're necessarily going to be the loser or the winner, but that the loser concedes to the winner.
Hey, well, why bring this up? Seriously, like Chris Wallace has a lot of things that he can talk about. And look, the interview was long, but why bring this up? It's because there are those on the left that continue to make it sound as if it'll be a police state. I'll tell you, he's going to surround the White House with officers, and he's not going to leave. Really? Are you going with that?
And that the country comes together in part for the good of the country. Are you saying you're not prepared now to commit to that principle?
What I'm saying is that I will tell you at the time. I'll keep you in suspense.
Now, remember, that was 2016. That was 2016. Yeah. And he did it again.
Chris. And you know what? She's the one that never accepted it.
I agree.
She never accepted her loss, and
But
she looks like a fool.
Yeah, she looks like a fool, and she never accepted it. Yes, I played you 2016 as if it was 2020. You want to know why? Because it was. Because he asked the same question again. He asked whether or not he was going to leave office. And he gave a great answer, which is Hillary Clinton, she has never given up on this. She's never been the person to say that, yeah, I lost the election. She's never come out and said I lost. She's never given up on this. She's never given up on it. But yet there's Chris Wallace going back, showing a little retro, going back to 2016. And he brought it up then, and that was the audio I was playing. But yeah, I did it because he did it again in this interview. Why? That frustrates people, especially when there are a lot of other things to talk about. So when we come back, we're going to get some more audio on the president and what he said, in case you missed it. Some of the important things he did say about Democrats that he needs to continue to bring up. And then how he said something that relates to what we're doing and what we've been talking about changing the name of the county from Lee County, the cancel culture, to Trump County. Yeah, we'll talk about that coming up.
This is Daybreak. 92.5 Fox News.
It's Kaylee Kobe at Kobe Coin. It's been almost 5 minutes since you have heard an air conditioning company commercial all day long. Blah, blah, blah. So how do you pick the best? First, only pick a company with NATE certified mechanics. Next, the license holder should also be the owner, not some random license. And you want someone who has stood the test of time. In other words, you want Kobe Cooling.
When you think of air conditioning companies, we hope you'll think of Kobe Cooling. No nonsense and no pressure. We're the company your neighbors use. License CACO 57313. Kobe, the most trusted name in the business since 1949. And now offering Kobe's exclusive brand, the Florida Reserve. Call and ask us about a 10-year guarantee with no hassle warranties.
Today's radicalized Democrat Party is attempting to dismantle, disarm, and discredit our frontline heroes. We must fight to stop them before it's too late. But to do that, we cannot send more weak leaders to Washington. It takes a bold, unapologetic conservative to stand up to the liberal mob and protect the institutions that make America great. We can't give in, and we can't give up. I'm Dr. William Figglestaller, and I approve this message because I'm the America First conservative you can trust.
Paid for by William Figglestaller, Republican, House District 19.
Decorating a light switch cover? That's a do-it-yourself. Rewiring the light switch? That's a don't do-it-yourself. Don't take chances. Call your locally owned Mr. Sparky for any electrical repair. We always leave your home safer than we found it, and Mr. Sparky's straightforward pricing means no surprises.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Terms and conditions may apply. Call for details. Independently owned and operated. Licensed in the respective state or county.
Liberal politician Jason Mon is running for his third different office in just the last 4 years. He's even quitting the city council early just to run for another seat. But another political office isn't the only thing Mon is running from. He's also running from his criminal past. Jason Mon was arrested and charged in a drive-by shooting. He was driving drunk and firing a gun from his car while going 100 miles per hour. He pled guilty to charges and was sentenced to jail. Mon has also been delinquent in paying his own property taxes at least 20 times, but voted to raise spending by millions of dollars on city council. We don't need liberal politician Jason Mon in Tallahassee. But conservatives have a choice. Republican Adam Botana is the pro-life, pro-Second Amendment, and pro-Trump leader we can trust. He shares our conservative values and will serve us with honor. Paid by Adam Botana, Republican for State Representative.
Fox News, I'm Pam Puso. The top Republicans in the House and Senate will meet today with President Trump about the next coronavirus stimulus bill. One flashpoint, enhanced unemployment benefits.
Right now, as many as 25 million Americans are getting an extra $600 each week. That's a program that costs about $15 billion a week. A number of Democrats said they hope to extend that program through January, but other Republicans object, saying it's a disincentive to return to work.
Fox's Steve Harrigan. Another key debate, funding for the CDC for testing and contact tracing, something the White House is said to be against. With the election a few months away, the president tells Fox News Sunday,
I'm not a good loser. I don't like to lose. I don't lose too often.
The latest Fox News poll has the president trailing the presumptive Democratic nominee, Joe Biden, by 8 points. America's listening to Fox News.
Now, this is a Wink News update.
I'm Lindsay Sablon with Wink News. Today, the city of Fort Myers will be voting on a new ordinance that would strongly encourage businesses require people to wear masks inside, including gyms and restaurants. Also starting today, Walmart, Sam's Club, and CVS will require you to wear a face covering when entering any of their stores. Then starting tomorrow, you'll have to wear a mask inside all Publix grocery stores. Today's the deadline to register or change your party affiliation for the August 18th ballot. You can change your address all the way up to the day of the election. Tomorrow, the Charlotte County School Board set to hold an emergency meeting to talk about a number of COVID-19 related things, including possibly pushing back the start date of school. Today, Cape Coral City Council will introduce changes to its noise ordinance. It would require businesses in the entertainment district not to exceed noise levels of 75 decibels after 11 p.m. Sunday through Thursday and after midnight on Fridays and Saturdays. It would then need to drop to 65 decibels after those hours until 7 o'clock in the morning. However, there is one change. It removes the requirement for businesses to get a permit if they plan to be louder than that for special events and if the sound's louder than what's allowed inside buildings. A Naples man is dead after falling out of a boat in the Keys and then being hit by the boat's propeller. FWC says 25-year-old Sean Hurley died Friday night as the boat was heading to Islamorada. Hurley and 2 other passengers were thrown into the water as the boat made a sharp turn. Investigators say a severe thunderstorm was causing rough conditions on the water. I'm Lindsay Sablon with Wink News.
Wink News traffic.
Good Monday morning. Commuters in Lehigh Acres a little busy already on Bell Boulevard heading north and south between Jaguar and State Road 82. So if you want to navigate around it, hop on Columbus. Also southbound delays on Sunshine Boulevard for about a quarter mile heading south to State Road 82. We look great on the Daniels extension to 75 is about 10 minutes. However, traffic is slowing in Fort Myers on College Parkway heading east of Summerlin towards US 41. That trip to the minute traffic, I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
For today, scattered rain and storms, the high of 93. Best chance of rain during the afternoon, and get ready for more rounds of scattered storms and highs in the 90s all the way towards the weekend. Wink News, the Weather Authority.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
Cancel the cancel culture mob. Be part of the movement to push back. Rename Lee County Trump County. Sign your name now at 925foxnews.com.
You know the problem in Washington? Too many politicians are full of should. They should keep promises, should serve the people, should avoid corruption. But when it's time to deliver, it's just a load of should. Then along comes Donald J. Trump, and the D.C. insiders, they lose their should. Byron Donalds is a lot like Trump that way. Donalds is willing to shake things up. You could take Trump's word for it.
I want to thank Representative Donalds. He's got a tremendous future ahead of him.
Now Byron Donalds is running for Congress. Donalds fought for low taxes in Tallahassee. He'll keep fighting to protect your paycheck in Congress. Donalds backs term limits. And Donalds stands with Trump to defend our police. Conservative Republican Byron Donalds for Congress. He'll make a difference in Washington. No should. Paid for by Club for Growth Action. Clubforgrowthaction.org and not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. Club for Growth Action is responsible for the content of this advertising.
For the past 58 years, Conditioned Air is focused on your comfort. Today more than ever, our business community, our nonprofits, our leaders, and our citizens are relying on each other for strength. It's not a me thing, a you thing, it's a we time in our lives. Conditioned Air is here for you and here for our community. Whether you're looking for routine air conditioning, service and repair for your home, installation of a new air conditioning system in a large commercial property, or anything in between, our Conditioned Air team is eager to help. You can count on the people of Conditioned Air. We are your neighbors, parents of school children, volunteers in the communities, coworkers, consumers, and supporters of all types of businesses. We want to help you when and where you need us, at your business or in your home. Your comfort is essential. Invest wisely. Conditioned Air, the comfort people since 1962, serving all of Southwest Florida. Call 1-888-COLD-AIR or log on to conditionedair.com. License number CAC 1819590.
Chris Crowley is a lieutenant colonel in the U.S. Army Reserve and was deployed to the Middle East as part of Operation Iraqi Freedom. Chris has been awarded the Army Commendation Award 5 times, as well as numerous other awards, including the Army Meritorious Service Medal. When not defending us abroad, Chris was in Lee County, working as a prosecutor for 15 years, making sure justice was served for those who committed crimes. Now he's running to be your Republican Party state committeeman to represent our conservative pro-Trump principles to the Republican Party. As the Republican Party drifts away from our conservative principles, we need someone ready and able to stand up and fight for President Trump.
This is Chris Crowley. Unlike my opponent, Matt Caldwell, I proudly supported and voted for President Trump in 2016. We don't need another never-Trumper in office. We need a Republican state committeeman who will stand up and fight for our president. I'm asking for your vote in the August 18th Republican primary. Thank you. Paid for and approved by me, Chris Crowley, for Republican State Committeeman, the conservative choice for Lee County.
This is 92.5 Fox News.
All right, it's Daybreak, 92.5 Fox News, 239-479-5592, the Tri-Town Construction Talk and Text line streaming live on YouTube. We would love for you to subscribe to the channel. Just go to Drew Steele Radio, Steele with 3 E's, and please subscribe while you're there. It allows us to continue to keep this going, and it allows you to also watch there on Facebook. Many people like to do that as well. So all these options, but please subscribe to the channel on YouTube. That'll help us. A couple of things that we'll get to. We'll get to Dr. Fauci, who was holding up New York this weekend as the example of what we should be doing to fight coronavirus. I'm not kidding. Yeah, that New York. You know, the New York with Andrew Cuomo, the one who sent infected patients back into nursing homes where well, do I need to go into what happened after that? We all know. And even Dr. Fauci knows. But for some reason, he believes that that's the model. Well, we'll get into the discussion there on NPR, as you can imagine, what that was like coming up next hour. But here I want to talk a little bit more about the president and his interview with Chris Wallace. Did you get a chance to see it, and what did you think? 239-479-5592. If you had a chance to watch, it was quite the setup because, you know, I think everybody understands that sometimes Chris Wallace can be, what's the word I'm looking for? Liberal. Is that the word? Maybe. That kind of feel. You know, some would say, no, Drew, that's not what it is. It's Chris Wallace being fair. He's fair and balanced. It's what Fox is about. He does the same thing with Democrats. He goes after them. Yeah? Okay, well, anyway, this is an interesting exchange. This is the kind of exchange that makes you think, I'm not really sure where we're going here. Listen to how this was bizarre, how this opened up. Chris Wallace talking about polls.
President, you'll be happy to know that Fox News has a new poll out today.
Okay, you're going to be happy to find out that Fox has a brand new poll out today. Happy.
And you're going to be the very first person to hear about it.
And you're going to be the first person. We're going to let you know. What did the polls say? Chris, tell us what the polls say.
In the national horse race, Joe Biden leads you by 8 points, 49% to 41. That's, I think, 3-4 points slimmer than it was a month ago. And on the issues, people trust Biden more.
to handle the coronavirus by 17 points, on race relations by 21 points, and even on the economy, they trust Biden more by 1 point.
Okay, so let's start from the beginning. Chris Wallace is like, hey, you're going to be happy to hear the latest Fox News poll came out, and yeah, you're getting trounced. Okay. Is that bizarre to anybody that that's the way you would start the interview in this portion of the interview by saying a new Fox poll says that people think you're lousy? Like, that was a little bizarre to start off that way. It's almost as if Chris Wallace is trying to, I don't know, needle the president, egg him on a little bit. There's something really bizarre about that. And then to say and to suggest that the people that they're interviewing, now, I'm trying to understand what could possibly be in somebody's mind that they would think that Joe Biden could handle the coronavirus better than the president. Why? Like, what would he do? What would he have done? What could Joe possibly do except sit in the basement? I mean, that's what he's been doing. I mean, I don't.
Hey, Esther.
All right, enough. On race relations, Joe Biden would do a better job on race relations. Do we have to go through all the things and everything that Joe Biden has said recently that would lead you to believe that on race relations, maybe not so much. There's some things that he said that might be questionable. At least you are looking to find out what it would be about Joe Biden that would improve race relations. What does that even mean? What is the idea of race relations improving look like? Like, what is the parameter of race relations being better? If you're suggesting that the parameters are obvious, it means we're trying to get rid of racism. How would Joe Biden go about doing that? And what is it about the president that is not good enough in what he's doing? Where only 31% say they think the president would do a good job at race relations, where Joe Biden does 52%. I'm just trying to figure out what that looks like. What is it? And then on the economy, Joe Biden is 1% better than Donald Trump. So Donald Trump had the greatest economy before the virus in the history of the country. And he's going to talk about that in just a second, and I'll let the president answer this. But all the obvious things that we had about the president and the economy, and somehow the people that Fox polled, these individuals believe that Joe Biden would do a better job. So it's like, anything you can do, I can do better. I think that, have you ever heard that song, Jake? Jake the Millennial. Have you ever heard that song? Anything you can do, I can do better. No.
Anything better? No, maybe.
You have?
I think so.
Okay. Do you know what that's from?
Anything? Annie?
I don't know. Can somebody, I need somebody to text us and tell us. Maybe they can let us know. 239-479-5592. All right, let the president go. What does he say about this?
I understand. We still have more than 100 days to this election, but at this point, you're losing.
First of all, I'm not losing because those are fake polls. They were fake in 2016, and now they're even more fake.
Now, you could stop right there and say he's got a point. I mean, if you really want to do the poll thing, do you really want to go through the poll thing right now? Because if you really want to go through it, we can probably show you a lot of examples of how the polls weren't exactly holding up very well. Even through 2016, 2018. But anyway.
The polls were much worse in 2016. They interviewed 22% Republican. Well, how do you do 22% Republican?
I mean, is that true? Is that what those polls were all about?
You see what's going on. I have other polls that put me leading. And we have polls where I'm leading. I have a poll where we're leading in every swing state. And I don't believe that first of all, the Fox polls, whoever does your Fox polls, they're among the worst. They got it all wrong in 2016. They've been wrong on every poll I've ever seen.
I must tell you.
No, I'm just telling you. And let me ask you this.
Okay. Well, I'm going to stop there for just a second. So that segment begins with the polls and the fake polls and what the polls, and it's interesting to me how that Chris Wallace decided in this interview with the president of the United States that there was going to be a whole segment about polls, knowing full well that he was setting it up the way he was setting it up. He was setting it up. Is it just me, or did it sound like a dig? I mean, let's be honest. How do you start knowing that the polls were going to be completely negative. How do you start off a conversation with the president and say,
President, you'll be happy to know that Fox News has a new poll out today.
Like, how do you... There's something really wrong with it. You're going to be happy to know that Fox poll is out today, and it shows you just losing bad. But there are other things that are important, and one of them is just the fact that there was a portion of the interview where the president said this.
We can't let them change the true meaning of what we're all about. And that's what they're trying to do, and I don't want it to happen. Not on my watch. It's not going to happen on my watch.
Now, he was talking about what Democrats are going to do, what Democrats want to do with defunding the police and how they are acquiescing to the mobs. And we see what's happening in Portland, how Antifa is back now, and Antifa is just... is starting to riot. They're starting to destroy property. They're starting to do all kinds of things, including go after federal buildings. And good for the president for stepping up and sending people there to stop that from happening, officers to stop that from happening, because clearly the leadership in Portland doesn't care less about this. They're allowing these Antifa individuals to destroy the city, and they have no intention on stopping it. And then you have to ask yourself why. And the president should focus more on that. And maybe I shouldn't say focus more on it, but I'm glad when he does. I'm glad when the president focuses on what Democrats will be doing, what the Democrats agree with, how the Democrats will acquiesce to the mobs, how they will give them everything that they want, thinking just like the NFL and the NBA and Major League Baseball, that if you acquiesce to the mobs, if you allow those that want to destroy the country, not my words, they have said it, and I'll play some audio if you want to hear it, of how they plan to destroy the country, that if you acquiesce, if you give them what they want, if you show them that you're on their side by allowing all of these things to happen in their cities, to allow different sayings to be put on uniforms, and to have a second national anthem playing during NFL games, which I didn't even know there was a second of it. Apparently there is, because somebody in the mob said so. That instead of standing up and saying no, that Democrats, liberals will continue to acquiesce, thinking that ultimately they're going to get their vote and then they'll just go away? I mean, is that what you honestly think? Do you think they're going to go? And they do. The ownership obviously believes in the NHL, NBA, in Major League, not the NHL, excuse me, the NFL, in Major League Baseball. They obviously feel like the owners do, that if they acquiesce, that they'll just they'll love on them and they'll leave them alone and nothing will change. And which is, they're coming after you even after you give in to them. And again, here is Lilith Sinclair, is a Portland Antifa activist, and she says,
"Hi everyone. As many of you know, my name is Lilith Sinclair. I'm an Afro-Indigenous, non-binary local organizer here in Portland, organizing for the abolition of not just the militarized police state, but also the United States as we know it."
Yeah. You know, the abolition of the United States as we know it. And there are individuals who are siding with those groups who somehow are cheering them on.
I want to make sure that while we are standing here on stolen land, we make sure to do a land acknowledgement.
Okay, so stolen land, destroying the United States as we know it, outside of the federal courthouse that they are trying to destroy, that the president sends in officers to stop that from happening, which he can do because it is a federal office building, knowing that the leadership in the city will not do that. Chris Wallace wants to talk about how polls have come out and showing how bad the president's doing. The president says, hey, listen, I just want to remind everybody that the Democrat Party wants to do all of these things and will side with groups that are doing and standing and saying these things. That's the Democrat Party doing that. The president needs to say that more because that is true. And you all know it. And again, if you're a Democrat who's sitting here and arguing right now with your TV because you're watching us on YouTube streaming live, Drew Steele Radio, Steele with 3 E's. If you're arguing with the screen right now and you don't like what I'm saying, then explain to me as a Democrat who you are and what is your definition as a party. Like, who are you? Like, what do you think your party stands for? Your party does stand for defunding police departments, and it's not about defunding; it's about dismantling. And anytime that the former vice president says anything like "I don't want to defund police departments," no, he does because the party wants him to. Because as president of the United States, Joe Biden is not going to say to everybody, okay, I know the party wants to defund and dismantle police departments, but I personally don't. And thank you very much. And they're all going to go, oh, okay, Joe Biden said it. I guess we should listen to him. No. No, they know he's a useful tool that they can get what they want. But in just a little while when we come back, I do want to play that audio. And Jake, let's take a break. In just a little bit, I do want to play the audio of what the president said with regard to the changing of names. You know, we've talked about it here as well, changing Lee County to Trump County, and how that's something that we're talking about because we understand that there's a cancel culture out there. The president talked about cancel culture and how, you know what, if a cancel culture is going to come along and say that we need to get rid of Robert E. Lee, we got to if we're going to do this and there are Fort Lee and named after Robert E. Lee and the military is going to do this, how long do you think before they're going to come after a county? The cancel culture is coming this way. And so if we're going to change names, I'm not going to let them decide what we're going to change the name to here. Lee County will change it to Trump County. I'll make that decision, and I'll let you make the decision as well. We will make the decision. So that's why I'm doing this. And if you want to be part of this, listen, I'm serious. We're going to work on this. Just go to facebook.com/925 Fox News. You'll see the picture of the president and you'll see Trump County, Florida, and just click on that and sign the change.org petition. And we're just trying to build momentum. We'll talk more about it coming up. All right, it's Daybreak 925 Fox News. Right all along with traffic, here is Sabrina Katz.
A crash at 951 in Immokalee Road is slowing traffic eastbound on Immokalee. Northbound delays on 951. If you want to avoid this, go ahead and hop on Vanderbilt Beach. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
For today, scattered rain and storms, the high of 93. Best chance of rain during the afternoon, and get ready for more rounds of scattered storms and highs in the 90s all the way towards the weekend. Wink News, the Weather Authority.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
Rush Limbaugh. In 2018, Florida voters approved a state constitutional amendment to restore convicted felons' right to vote once they complete their sentence. Now, that wording is important. The amendment allows felons to have their voting rights restored once they complete the sentence. Now, liberals immediately try to pull a fast one. They claim that even felons who had not satisfied the terms of their sentence were included in the new amendment. For example, if the felon had to pay fines or restitution to the victims as part of their sentence but didn't pay, liberals argued that that didn't matter. Why? Because it's racist to demand criminals pay fines or restitution. It keeps felons from voting because they are poor. So the Florida state legislature went to work. They passed a law clearly stating felons had to complete their sentence in full, including paying fines and restitution as required before their voting privileges would be restored. The liberals sued them, and last Thursday they lost. The Supreme Court ruled that Florida can compel felons to finish their sentence in full before voting privileges are restored. And the liberals are outraged. As usual, they were counting on the criminal vote to put them over the top in the November elections. Felons are one of the Democrats' most important voting blocs. Hillary desperately needed them. The criminals know it, and now they're frozen out, at least in Florida. Good riddance. CBD getting a lot of attention these days. Level Select CBD is a brand to watch from Cadenwood, the trusted leader in CBD. Their sports creams and roll-ons are great for pro athletes, amateurs, anybody trying to keep active. No matter what activity you engage in, you could use the relief Level Select CBD provides. Retired athletes like Steve Garvey and Carson Palmer use it every day. And now, PGA Tour champion Ricky Fowler has made Level Select CBD his brand of choice, too. They use it because it works, folks. Independently tested, 0% THC, made in the USA. Go to levelselectcbd.com, use the promo code CBD25 for 25% off any of their full line of CBD products. That's levelselectcbd.com, promo code CBD25, or dial pound 250 on your cell phone, say Level Select, and this offer will be sent right to your phone.
You will have the option to receive a one-time auto-dial text message from Level Select.
The 2020 election plays out here.
People show up to polls, they vote with a pocketbook.
92.5 Fox News. Right, all along.
Hi, I'm Jim Levins, and I'm running for Lee County Sheriff. For more than 30 years, I've served on the front lines of law enforcement, all right here in Lee County. Now, as radicalized Democrats attempt to open our borders, destroy our churches, and defund the police, it is more important than ever to have a pro-cop, pro-Trump, pro-law and order sheriff who won't give in to the liberal mob and who will fight for you each and every day. That's exactly who I am, and that's exactly what I'll do. I'm Jim Levins, running for Lee County Sheriff, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Jim Levins, Republican for Lee County Sheriff.
Summer seems even brighter when you've been inside a while. It's time to drive again with Honda, KBB.com's 2020 best value brand. You could get a great deal on the 2020 Accord or 2020 Civic with financing as low as 1.9% APR on select models. Visit the Honda Summer Clearance event today.
See your Southwest Florida Honda dealers or log on southwestfloridaHondadealers.com.
For well-qualified buyers, see dealer for financing details based on 2020 brand image choice from Kelly Blue Book. Visit KBB.com for more information.
For professional roofing, the name you need to know is D.R. Martineau.
Dan Martineau here, owner of D.R. Martineau Roofing of Southwest Florida. We're still finding a lot of roofs with hurricane and windstorm damage. Call us today for a free inspection. Google DRM Roofing or call 239-332-1441.
License number CCC 1326954.
For professional roofing, the name you need to know is D.R. Martineau.
Hey, it's Drew Steele. I have my friend TJ Meister, owner of the Floor Meisters in Naples, on the phone. And the selection, of course, at Floor Meisters is amazing. The cord tech that I have now in my home, TJ, I got to tell you, it is unbelievable. My wife over the moon. It's like, it's perfect. Even down to the installation, everything was amazing, TJ.
Well, I'm glad your wife is very happy with it.
So am I.
It's softer, it's quieter, it's beautiful, real look of wood, everything your wife wanted, and you got it all taken care of for her.
And so talk about the selection that you have.
Right now we have 90 colors of Core-Tech in stock, ready to go, pick up, put down as soon as you want it. Everything starting at $299 on up with lifetime warranty.
You have to love Core-Tech. You've got to love TJ and Dave Meister, owner of the Floor Meisters. If you haven't been there, go there today. 6281 Naples Boulevard next to Costco. Now, whether it's carpet, tile, laminate, or hardwood flooring, they have it all. So give them a call, 239-596-4964, or on the web at floormeisters.com.
Today's radicalized Democrat Party is attempting to dismantle, disarm, and discredit our frontline heroes. We must fight to stop them before it's too late. But to do that, we cannot send more weak leaders to Washington. It takes a bold, unapologetic conservative to stand up to the liberal mob and protect the institutions that make America great. We can't give in, and we can't give up. I'm Dr. William Figglestaller, and I approve this message because I'm the America First conservative you can trust.
Paid for by William Figglestaller, Republican, House District 19.
Hi, Michael Crothers, owner of Pure Air Conditioning. As business owners, yes, we do need to make a profit. But one of my favorite things is when I hear one of my technicians tell me that another AC company told a customer they needed a new air conditioning system, and all it needed was a simple fix. Join me every Saturday at 11:30 a.m. for the Get Pure Air radio show. I'll be talking about everything from air conditioning maintenance to troubleshooting tips. Or chat with us online at getpureair.com.
92.5 WFSX Estero. It's 7 o'clock on Southwest Florida's news and talk station, 92.5 Fox News.
This Wink News Update is presented by Lee Auto Group. Find your perfect vehicle at lee-cars.com.
Now, this is a Wink News update.
I'm Lindsay Sablon with Wink News. Today, the city of Fort Myers will be voting on a new ordinance that would strongly encourage businesses require people to wear masks inside, including gyms and restaurants. Also starting today, Walmart, Sam's Club, and CVS will require you to wear a face covering when entering any of their stores. Then starting tomorrow, you'll have to wear a mask inside all Publix grocery stores. Today's the deadline to register or change your party affiliation for the August 18th ballot. You can change your address all the way up to the day of the election. Tomorrow, the Charlotte County School Board set to hold an emergency meeting to talk about a number of COVID-19 related things, including possibly pushing back the start date of school. Today, Cape Coral City Council will introduce changes to its noise ordinance. It would require businesses in the entertainment district not to exceed noise levels of 75 decibels after 11 p.m. Sunday through Thursday and after midnight on Fridays and Saturdays. It would then need to drop to 65 decibels after those hours until 7 o'clock in the morning. However, there is one change. It removes the requirement for businesses to get a permit if they plan to be louder than that for special events and if the sound's louder than what's allowed inside buildings. A Naples man is dead after falling out of a boat in the Keys and then being hit by the boat's propeller. FWC says 25-year-old Sean Hurley died Friday night as the boat was heading to Almirada. Hurley and 2 other passengers were thrown into the water as the boat made a sharp turn. Investigators say a severe thunderstorm was causing rough conditions on the water. I'm Lindsay Sablon with Wink News.
Wink News traffic.
A crash at 951 in Immokalee Road is slowing traffic eastbound on Immokalee. Northbound delays on 951. If you want to avoid this, go ahead and hop on Vanderbilt Beach. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
For today, scattered rain and storms, the high of 93. Best chance of rain during the afternoon, and get ready for more rounds of scattered storms and highs in the 90s all the way towards the weekend. Wink News, the Weather Authority.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
Drive the lefties at work crazy with the facts. Get up to speed. Mornings with Drew Steele.
92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Hi, I'm Kyle Lee with Lee Auto Group. We sell more low-mileage cars and trucks than anyone in Southwest Florida because we have more. Over 300 vehicles in stock with locations in Fort Myers and Tampa. See for yourself at lee-cars.com.
Get a 2020 GMC Yukon Denali with only 8,000 miles, like new, but for thousands less. Or a 2008 Kia Sorento SUV with only 43,000 miles for just $6,500. With over 300 vehicles, visit lee-cars.com.
Don't forget the dash. Lee County, 1,200 square miles. Champion leaders.
Pool need a checkup? Call the doctor, the Pool Doctor.
Hi, Dr. Mark here. Do the math. Taking care of your pool is probably not a good use of your time and money. Free $50 Bonefish gift certificates when you sign up for one of our award-winning weekly service plans. We're a family company, and for over 40 years, we've been doing business right.
The prescription is the Pool Doctor for award-winning pool service, repairs, and unheard of $39 diagnostic calls. That's mypooldoctor.com or 239-574-1133. State certified CPC 057088.
Hey, it's Drew Steele talking about my really good friends at Zero Res Carpet and Tile Cleaning. And once you use their services, I promise you will realize the Zero Res difference like I do each and every time they come to my home. They really are great people, a fantastic business here in Southwest Florida. And you know now more than ever how important it is to keep your home safe for you and your family. And it's not just the little things that people do at businesses that make them special, but it's the big things that they do as well, and the job that Zero Res can do in your home. Obviously, the importance of practicing safe social distancing, cleaning and disinfecting all equipment with EPA registered disinfectants, the techs wearing gloves and booties, and all things that make a difference. And here's a way that you can experience the zero res difference. How about $129 for 3 rooms of carpet or 2 rooms of tile right now? So give Zero Res a call. 239-932-9376. That's 239-932-9376. Or visit them online at ZeroResSWFL.com. That's spelled ZeroRez.
At Fisher Invest things differently. Other money managers don't understand why.
Because our way works great for us.
But it may not work for your clients. That's why Fisher Investments is a fiduciary, obligated to put clients first. It's the highest standard for a financial advisor.
So what do you provide? Cookie-cutter portfolios like the rest of us?
No cookie-cutter portfolios here. Fisher Investments tailors portfolios to meet each client's goals and needs.
But you do sell investments that earn you high commissions, right? And make commissions when you make trades for your clients?
No. Fisher Investments doesn't sell any commission investment products, and we never earn commissions on trades.
So what's in it for you?
Fisher Investments fees are structured so we do better when our clients do better. When it comes to helping clients achieve a comfortable retirement, we're clearly different. Visit FisherInvestments.com to find out why investors like you switch to us. Fisher Investments, clearly different money management.
Investments in securities involve the risk of loss.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steve.
Well, good morning, Southwest Florida. Glad you're here at 239-479-5592. There's the Tri-Town Construction Talk and Text line. Streaming live on YouTube. There we are on the YouTubes. It is Drew Steele Radio, Steele with 3 E's. We are here today in the non-palatial home studios. Jake is back in the big boy studio, and we appreciate him being there. Nothing's wrong here. Everything is fine, and everything's fine back at the station. Just a couple of things that I'm doing here. It's a long story, and you don't want to know too much about it, but it's cool. We're here in the home studios. And everything is good. Life is good. And hopefully life is good for you, especially if you're somebody who is trying to figure out whether or not you want your child to go back to school. Well, let's be honest. If we're talking about going back to school or which state is doing it best and which state is not doing it best, you're having a hard time right now trying to figure all of this out and what we should be doing, especially when Dr. Fauci has let everybody know on NPR over the weekend, in case you missed it, and I'll play the audio, when he went out and told NPR that, look, if you want to do it, you got to do it like New York. New York is the state of New York. They did it right. I'm not kidding. Dr. Fauci said, and the reason why I'm bringing this up is because if you're sitting there and you're trying to figure out who to believe, what to believe, I desperately want all the data and the facts, the information. I want the science that would show that it's dangerous that the kids would go back to school, that there's a life or death situation if teachers go back to school. No, I'm not kidding. There are people that are saying things like, this is life or death. I'm looking at a story in Wink News has the story, and others do as well, in the news press. Plenty of places here locally that are talking about teachers who are saying that they're right now making out their wills because the teacher is concerned about going back to school. Look, number one, you should probably have a will in place anyway. That's something that you should be thinking about, especially if you have a family, number one. That's beside the point. And number two, if it really feels that desperate, like it's a horrible thing if you go back to school and the danger is there and it's a life or death situation, then don't put yourself in that situation. Just don't go. Don't do it. There is no life or death choice here. The choice is easy. If you feel it's a life or death choice, then the data must show that it is a life or death choice, in which case it's not there. But if you're that concerned about it, then don't go. If you're that concerned about it, then you can stay home. You could wait it out. You could, I don't want to say find a different job because that's not kind, and that's not something that I would ask for teachers to do. That's not the way to go about this. The way to go about this is, again, if we're concerned about school and sending our kids back to school, we should have every aspect of the possibilities of things that we can do in our school districts. If you're telling me now that the pediatric group, the American Association of Pediatrics, according to Wink News, is pleading with the governor not to send kids back to school. Please don't send kids back to school. Are they pleading? In a letter released on Thursday, doctors said the governor and the Education Commission misconstrued the words of the American Academy of Pediatrics when they said children do best when they are in schools. That's what they said. They do best. And it's true. They do best when they're in school. As a matter of fact, there are probably a lot of psychiatrists, psychologists that would tell you that not having a child in school is a really bad thing when it comes to their social interaction, when it comes to all the things that they're being told about the virus and teachers saying it's a life or death situation, and then having to hear that on the news and then thinking that they're in a life or death situation when they're in the classroom, and then having a mask on when they're not used to having masks on all the time, and then the fear that's there, that's being built up. There's a lot of this going on both sides, the fear and the anguish for kids. And to get back to some kind of routine, something that feels normal. It's almost as if all of this is taking place until November, and then maybe if the right person is elected, then all of this goes away. I know it's really a harsh thing to say, and I shouldn't be saying anything like that, because that would be
not a joke.
That would be awful. But now they're saying, no. When we said children do best in school, we mean that in normal circumstances. What do you mean? In normal circumstances, that when you're in school, of course a kid does better, but in this circumstance, that's not the case. The Wink News article says the letter also mentions that in the past 2 weeks, positive viral infection rates have been at 14.2%. Now, there are some that may doubt the viral infection rate for the past 2 weeks, considering that we had the story on Friday, thanks to Fox 35 investigations out of Orlando, somebody who seems to be doing some kind of work as to whether or not there is some strange, maybe funny business happening behind the scenes. Questions raised after a fatal motorcycle crash listed as a COVID-19 death. How many of those situations have happened? How many times has that taken place? A spokesperson for the Florida Department of Health in Orange County said it was reviewed and removed, but he didn't know exactly when. Raul Pino, did you hear about this? The Orange County Health Officer. The Orange County Health Officer says
the first one didn't have any. He died in a motorcycle accident.
New questions tonight about the accuracy of the state's coronavirus death numbers. Orange County Health Officer Dr. Raul Pino telling us one person reported to have died from COVID was killed in a motorcycle accident. So was it removed from the data?
I don't think so. I have to double check. We were arguing. We were discussing and trying to argue with the state. Not because of the numbers. I mean, it's 100. It's not make any difference if it's 99.
Yeah, if it's 101 person, it doesn't make a difference if it's 99. It's no big deal. What's the big deal here, everybody? It's just one person. We were arguing about this like it's one person. Do we really care that much? Yeah, we do. We do care if it's one person, because if you're so flippant about it being one person, are you flippant about everything? Are you flippant about... Now, look, I don't know. You don't know. They don't know. The newsrooms don't know. That's the problem. The problem in all of this is that we're trying to get the information and things come up like this. And then when the American Association of Pediatrics is saying, listen, we're pleading with the governor, we've got to stop this. We can't send kids back to school. Don't you know there's a viral infection rate of 14.2%? No, I don't know that, because I have plenty of examples of how the numbers are starting to get fudged a little bit, and I'm concerned. Especially when people in the health department in Orange County like, it's one person, so what? We were arguing, should we make a big deal out of this? Nah. Doctors say children should return to school when rates are between 3 and 5% in a 2-week period, and warn that rates could skyrocket if schools reopen too early. That's an interesting way to put it, because I would bet that there have probably been times when we've been 3 to 5%, or school districts in general have been somewhere, counties, states have been between 3 and 5%. Are they saying the same things in those areas? And if we were to pick 2 weeks where we were like at 5%, let's just say 5.5%, I'm just picking an arbitrary number. And then the next week following, it goes up to 7%. Are we yanking our kids out of school? Get them out. Get them out. Again, I am bringing all of this up because, number one, we all want to make the right choice here. We all want to make the right decision. I am not suggesting that even the school districts have anything less than the safety and security of the teachers and the students. Absolutely, they care about the kids. They care about their teachers. I get it. We all care about them. I mean, there are moms, there are parents, there are brothers and sisters. We understand all of that. And that's why so many people, when they hear about a story like this, and then they hear about the one over the weekend about the motorcycle death, the crash listed as a COVID-19 death, and then the person there saying, "Hey, listen, you don't know if it was." Oh, by the way, didn't he say that? Didn't he say like you don't know if it was COVID or not?
Yeah. But the validity that the fact that the individual didn't die from COVID-19, died in a crash. But you can actually argue that it could have been the COVID-19 that caused him to crash.
It could have been the COVID-19 that caused him to crash. You can make that argument. So maybe it was the COVID that made him crash. I'm speechless only because we can do this all day. This could never go. We could do this in all kinds of different ways. We could say that a crash on... I don't even want to go and start making up scenarios. I don't want to do it. You understand. Again, we are hopeful and prayerful that none of this has to do with politics. We are hopeful and prayerful that those that say things like this, those that are concerned about our kids going back to school, are standing there holding in their hands evidence that would show that it's a dangerous place to be if we bring kids back to school. Unfortunately, there is no evidence that says it's a danger. And if you feel like it's a danger to you or your child, then all we have to do is make accommodations for every situation. If we're here locally in our school districts, Collier County, Lee County, and decisions are being made, give me a situation, give me a circumstance, and we'll come up with an accommodation. I've got about 50 kids that are in the school right now that I know of that are not going to be able to go to the classroom because they have conditions, whether it's asthma or something physical, that we are concerned about putting them in that position. Perfect. Then we have them learn from home. Then we have them being taught from home, or we have them in rooms where they are separate. We can come up with accommodations. I don't know what that looks like, but we can all talk about it and come up with the accommodations across the board. Well, what about costs? Well, what about costs? I mean, is that part of the consideration? I mean, is that part of the problem? Is part of the problem costs? Because if it is, then I have two things to say about that. The first thing I would say is, let's talk about what those costs look like and what the issues are, and we can tackle that. And I hope it doesn't have anything to do with the fact that some school districts might have had some fiscal responsibility issues, issues with your tax dollars, because I know there's a lot of money coming in different ways that maybe we can all agree that, heck, if you've got a 0.5% sales tax coming in, I'm just wondering, that we're sure that fiscally speaking, that everybody's on solid ground and we got lots of money coming in different places, unless there were issues in the past where maybe we haven't been so fiscally responsible, which that saying about saving for a rainy day or being responsible for situations like this, I don't know, I'm just putting that out there. Maybe I shouldn't. Too late. All right, we'll talk about this more and get your thoughts on it Well, John's in Fort Myers. John wanted to weigh in on this, so let's just hear from John. John, good morning. Happy Monday.
John's gone.
Oh, John's gone. John's gone. All right, John, if you want to call back, you can call back. All right, Jake, then let's take a break. Why don't we do that instead? And when we come back, we'll get to your calls. We could talk about this more. Again, if we are concerned about sending our kids back to school, if we need to start kicking the time period back instead of doing it, why don't we accommodate and find accommodations to figure out how we can make everything right? Regardless of the situation, let's make it right for everyone. We can all do this together. All right. Don't forget, we are streaming live on YouTube. Drew Steele Radio, Steele with 3 E's. Would love for you to be part of that by subscribing. Please subscribe to the channel. It keeps us going. All right, it's Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. Right all along with traffic, here's Sabrina Katz.
Traffic is slowing in Estero, westbound on Corkscrew heading to Ben Hill. Also delays south, bumper to bumper on Three Oaks, south of Corkscrew to Williams Road. 41 is going to be your faster alternate. Traffic congested a touch as well on Bonita Beach Road, east and west, heading towards US 41. And the crash out of Mockley Road in 951 still active, but the delays have decreased quite a bit. That's up to the minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News next.
Wink Weather Authority.
For today, scattered rain and storms, the high of 93. Best chance of rain during the afternoon, and get ready for more rounds of scattered storms and highs in the 90s all the way towards the weekend. Wink News, the Weather Authority.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
Take right all along to another level. Rename Lee County Trump County. Let your voice be heard at 925foxnews.com.
Take control of your home's water. What does that even mean? Well, look, if you're thinking about taking control of the chlorine that's in your water, you're just tired of it. You know it's ruining your appliances. And you know that your family does not enjoy drinking water out of the faucet. They don't enjoy showering in it. Give Pelican Water Systems a call. Talk to my buddy Max. Schedule your free Pelican water test right now. Man, you're not going to believe what you find in your water. And they don't need to come in your home to test it. They have a zero contact option. And for city or well water, you're going to love the way your water tastes from every faucet. And Pelican, as you probably know, has both the industry-leading salt-free smart combo, so there's no lugging in bags of salt. And they have the Advantage salt system as well, so they have both salt and salt-free. And this month, you can save 15% on the Pelican salt-free smart combo. It's the same one I have with UV protection. Now, UV protection, it helps reduce harmful bacteria, and it even works in a boil water alert. Had those before? Well, Pelican water specialists are standing by, taking your call right now. 239-880-7799. That's 239-880-7799. Or schedule online at PelicanWestFL.com.
I'm here with Mike Roberts with Mortgage Warehouse. Mike, give me an update on mortgage rates. How are things looking?
There is a lot of talk about mortgage rates these days, and for good reason. Mortgage rates are nearing the lowest levels we've seen in years. Anyone that purchased their home in 2017 or 2018 should check into refinancing their mortgage to get a lower interest rate. Give us a call at 313-5000 or apply online at mortgagewarehouse.com. You'll work directly with one of our loan officers right here in Southwest Florida. Our no closing cost program allows you to refinance with no fees out of pocket, no fees rolled into your loan, and you won't pay any Florida mortgage taxes either. If you took out a mortgage in 2017 or 2018, or you have an interest rate above 4%, or you are paying mortgage insurance, also known as PMI, call us at 313-5000, that's 313-5000, or apply online at mortgagewarehouse.com.
Certain restrictions apply. NMLS ID 137154, Equal Housing Lender.
Are you tired of a government for developers and special interest groups with a negative impact on our quality of life? My name is Nick Betos, and this is why I'm running for Lee County Commission, District 3. I was the first mayor of Estero and have been advocating for quality of life issues in Lee County for over 15 years. Our businesses and economy must have the support they need to recover from these trying times. Impact fees need to be reinstated to help build our roads, schools, and parks. Water quality must be our top priority. Mining expansion must be restricted. And the Conservation 2020 Fund must be used for what it was intended for, buying and preserving environmentally sensitive land. Remember to vote for Nick Betos on August 18th. Visit BetosForLeeCounty.com and Facebook at Betos for Lee County. Paid for by Nicholas Betos, Republican for Lee County Commission District 3.
Hey, it's Drew Steele, and yes, Ryan Hammond Painting and Contracting. I love these guys. I love the company. I can tell you personally, I've used them multiple times over 7 or 8 years. A company that's been in Southwest Florida since 2001. The great staff, the way they communicate, every idea that my wife had that she wanted to do with regard to painting and contracting, boom, just like that, they were on it. So what can they handle? How about anything to do with restoration or repair, coatings? Like the coating in my garage is amazing. They do over 700 clients annually. You don't have to take my word for it. They're one of the highest reviewed contractors for what they do, maintaining 4.9 to 5 stars, and I can see why. So you're thinking about a repaint, you're thinking about your garage floor, you're thinking about some remodeling. I'm telling you, Ryan Hammond Painting and Contracting. So give them a call today, 239-872-2559. That's 239-872-2559. See the experience that I have had with Ryan Hammond Painting and Contracting, and you will say it as well. They are the best.
This is 92.5 Fox News.
All right, it's Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. So here you go, in case you missed it. Dr. Fauci saying we got a problem here when it comes to the coronavirus, and there's only one state that we can look at to see who did it best.
We have a problem. We need to admit it and own it. But we've got to do the things that are very clear that we need to do to turn this around.
Yeah.
Remembering we can do it. We know that when you do it properly, you bring down those cases.
I know when you do it properly, you bring down the cases.
We've done it. Yep. We've done it in New York.
Yeah, we've done what? We've done it in New York?
Got hit worse than any place in the world.
Yeah.
And they did it correctly by doing the things that you're talking about.
So Dr. Fauci is telling us that New York did it correctly. Oh, he's just talking about cases. He's talking about bringing down cases. Okay, when it comes to deaths, then it's a whole different story because nobody is going to make the case that New York did it right. So what you're saying is Andrew Cuomo, when he sent positive cases back into nursing homes, thereby causing the deaths of many individuals who should not be dead right now due to coronavirus because of his policies. What? So that's the same Dr. Fauci that we're supposed to trust is making the right choices. No, it's just about cases. Look at what New York did. The cases are going down. Everybody else is going up. Oh, by the way, did you know that the New York Times decided to change a little bit of how they talk about coronavirus cases? How they've been talking about cases up until this weekend as a whole. Now they started to do it in the past 7 days to make Florida and Texas look like the epicenters of where everything has gone wrong. What?
This is Daybreak 92.5 Fox News.
Lower taxes, debt reduction, increased reserves. That's what Kevin Ruane did as mayor of Sanibel. Now Kevin Ruane is running for District 1 on the Lee County Commission. An accountant and businessman, Kevin Ruane knows what it takes to balance a budget and has the record to prove it. Kevin cut Sanibel's taxes by 26% and reduced debt by 80%, all while increasing the city's reserve funds. Now, more than ever, Lee County needs a strong conservative that knows how to run a business and isn't afraid to make the tough decisions to get our economy back on track. We need Kevin Ruane on the County Commission, guiding the way to job creation and financial stability as our economy recovers from the coronavirus crisis. Kevin will bring his 40 years of business experience and his proven record of results to the County Commission to lead the charge in the tough times that lie ahead. Let's put Kevin Ruane to work for us. Vote for Kevin Ruane for Lee County Commissioner. Paid by Kevin Ruane, Republican, for Lee County Commissioner, District 1.
Let's talk buttons. Not the buttons on clothes, the ones that do things. The ones that beg the question, what's that button do? There's just something satisfying about pressing buttons. And now, if you have sleep apnea and can't use CPAP, there's a button you can press that's really satisfying. It lets you go from sleeping like this to this. It's called Inspire, and it's as simple as, you guessed it, clicking a button. Inspire is a sleep apnea treatment that works inside the body with one click of a remote. That's right, a button. Inspire is a small device implanted in a same-day outpatient procedure. Simply click the button on the Inspire remote before you fall asleep. As you sleep, Inspire keeps you breathing normally and sleeping peacefully. No mask, no hose, just sleep. If you're struggling with CPAP, great sleep awaits at inspiresleep.com. That's inspiresleep.com. Inspire, sleep apnea innovation. No mask, no hose, just sleep.
Talk to your doctor to see if Inspire is right for you and review important safety information at inspiresleep.com.
One thing we've all learned from this devastating pandemic is that preparedness provides protection. Hurricane forecasters are calling for an above-average season this year. So now is the time to take steps to protect your home from Mother Nature's worst. Hi, I'm Keith from Storm Shield. Our mission at Storm Shield is to provide the very best storm protection available and to make the process as easy as possible. Don't take it from me, though. Listen to what our customers say or check out our testimonials online at stormshieldSWFL.com.
Yes, my name is Dwayne Channel. Storm Shield Windows, they were the only company that had the hurricane windows that we were looking for. Our best decision we made was purchasing Storm Shield windows.
Storm Shield's windows and doors reduce the exterior noise by up to 80%, and our clients typically see an average energy savings of 40%. Why choose Storm Shield? Because everyone deserves the best. Call us today at 239-491-7002 or visit stormshieldSWFL.com.
Fox News, I'm Pam Puso. A killer who investigators say was dressed as a FedEx driver is being sought in New Jersey. The assailant shot and killed the son of federal judge Esther Salas and critically wounded her husband.
The FBI is investigating the shooting, tweeting that they are looking for just one suspect. Right now, nobody is in custody, and the motive at this point is unclear.
Fox's Rob Schmidt. As cases of the coronavirus surge across much of the country, President Trump tells Fox News Sunday,
"We'll put out the flames, and we'll put out, in some cases, just burning embers. We also have burning embers. We have embers, and we do have flames. Florida became more flame-like, but it's going to be under control."
More than half of the people who responded to the latest Fox News poll disapprove of the president's response to the pandemic. America's listening to Fox News.
This Wink News update is presented by Stadium Dry Cleaners. Online at stadiumdrycleaners.com.
Now, this is a Wink News update.
I'm Lindsay Sablon with Wink News. Today, the city of Fort Myers will be voting on a new ordinance that would strongly encourage businesses require people to wear masks inside, including gyms and restaurants. Also starting today, Walmart, Sam's Club, and CVS will require you to wear a face covering when entering any of their stores. Then starting tomorrow, you'll have to wear a mask inside all Publix grocery stores. Today's the deadline to register or change your party affiliation for the August 18th ballot. You can change your address all the way up to the day of the election. Tomorrow, the Charlotte County School Board set to hold an emergency meeting to talk about a number of COVID-19 related things, including possibly pushing back the start date of school. Today, Cape Coral City Council will introduce changes to its noise ordinance. It would require businesses in the entertainment district not to exceed noise levels of 75 decibels after 11 p.m. Sunday through Thursday and after midnight on Fridays and Saturdays. It would then need to drop to 65 decibels after those hours until 7 o'clock in the morning. However, there is one change. It removes the requirement for businesses to get a permit if they plan to be louder than that for special events and if the sound's louder than what's allowed inside buildings. A Naples man is dead after falling out of a boat in the Keys and then being hit by the boat's propeller. FWC says 25-year-old Sean Hurley died Friday night as the boat was heading to Islamorada. Hurley and two other passengers were thrown into the water as the boat made a sharp turn. Investigators say a severe thunderstorm was causing rough conditions on the water. I'm Lindsay Sablon with Wink News.
Wink News traffic.
Traffic is slowing in Estero, westbound on Corkscrew heading to Ben Hill. Also delays south, bumper to bumper on 3 Oaks, south of Corkscrew to Williams Road. 41 is going to be your faster alternate. Traffic congested a touch as well on Bonita Beach Road, east and west, heading towards US 41. And the crash out of Mockley Road and 951 still active, but the delays have decreased quite a bit. That's up to the minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News next.
Wink Weather Authority.
For today, scattered rain and storms, the high of 93. Best chance of rain during the afternoon, and get ready for more rounds of scattered storms and highs in the 90s all the way towards the weekend. Wink News, the Weather Authority.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
Get more than what the internet tells you. Get up to speed on The Drive with Trey Radel. Weekdays 5 to 7. 92.5 Fox News. Right. All along.
I want to talk about Stadium Dry Cleaners. My good friends, they are great people there. I've been going to Stadium Dry Cleaners, I'm telling you, for as long as I can remember. And you may know Larry Rose. Now, Larry is an experienced SEC and NFL referee. Well, I know Larry has a fantastic dry cleaner. and a great businessman. Look, you're going to love Stadium Dry Cleaners. They have discounts for our first responders and seniors. They have multiple locations near Publix at Daniels Crossing in Fort Myers, the Gateway Trade Center in Fort Myers, and the Elegant Image Dry Cleaners next to Walgreens on Del Prado in Cape Coral. They are Lee County's leading dry cleaner since 1988. With 30 years of experience in Lee County, I'm telling you, I trust my family's dry cleaning to Larry and the team at Stadium Dry Cleaners. So will you visit them? Visit stadiumdrycleaners.com and look for their monthly specials for great savings.
My name is Crystal Kenzo, and for the past 2 years, I've proudly served as your elected clerk of the Circuit Court and comptroller. Through our audits of government spending, I've saved taxpayers millions of dollars. Moving forward, I will lead our office into the next generation of services with first-class, streamlined, and automated access to those services. I ask for your vote on August 18th. Political advertisement paid for and approved by Crystal K. Kenzo, Republican, for Collier Clerk of the Circuit Court and Comptroller.
This is 92.5 Fox News. Now, back to Daybreak with Drew Steele.
Hello, everyone. This is the exact opposite of what we need to be doing. We are supposed to be physically distancing, wearing masks, and so all of our medical experts, everyone is encouraging us to do that. This room is not complying with these health guidelines. This creates a health concern for this meeting, so I'm going to suspend the rules, and I'm going to make a motion to continue this entire meeting to another date. All in favor, say aye. Can we have discussion? Whoa, whoa! Okay, the meeting is adjourned.
Oh, that didn't sound very good. There was a meeting in Provo, Utah, of all places, on whether to make kids wear masks in school, and it had to be postponed because too many parents showed up without masks on, and the people there in the school district were like, all right, the parents can't even get the masks on, and we're going to be talking about kids with masks, so we're just canceling the whole thing. That's it. Out you go. And it almost sounds as if in Provo, the district has their mind made up on what has to happen. And if a parent wants to come in and maybe give you some data and maybe talk about cases and maybe actually have a real discussion about this, no, we're not allowed to do that. Not in Provo, Utah. And many might say in other areas around the country. I'm just putting that out there. 239-479-5592 is the Tri-Town Construction Talk and Text line. In about 15 more minutes, Drew's College of Political Knowledge, 4 questions on politics. The more you get right, the higher the degree. We'll see if you earn a PhD and have a little bit of fun on this Monday morning. And please subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you enjoy watching us on YouTube, just going to Drew Steele Radio, Steele with 3 E's. If you enjoy watching, like many of you are doing right now, we do appreciate it. Please subscribe to the channel, and this way it'll keep us going, especially at YouTube and even on Facebook. That's how we do it. So it keeps us moving along. Again, some of the audio we played earlier, I mentioned that it was Dr. Fauci who wanted to let everybody know, Dr. Fauci, and along with the CDC, trying to make everybody understand that, look, we got this under control, everything is good, and we know where the real heroes are, and they're in New York when it comes to what we should be doing, right?
Remembering we can do it. Yep. We know that when you do it properly, you bring down those cases. We've done it. We've done it in New York. New York got hit worse than any place in the world. And they did it correctly by doing the things that you're talking about.
They did it correctly. So Dr. Fauci trying to make the case that in New York, they did it correctly. Of course, we know in New York where Andrew Cuomo decided to send positive patients into nursing homes, back to nursing homes. That was the policy that he doesn't want to admit that he did. It was all Trump's fault. It's all politics. You people need to leave us alone because you don't understand. Even ask Dr. Fauci. We're the best, right? Dr. Fauci, thanks so much. All right. And we're supposed to trust the CDC and Dr. Fauci with all of the information. And how dare anybody suggest that, for example, you would possibly want to make sure that we could see some of the COVID-19 numbers that are coming out of the CDC, even to get them first before the CDC does. This is an outrage. How dare you even suggest something like that? We heard about this. Is there any example that you can give us that would even make it so that that would be something we should be doing? You can't tell me what... Oh, look, this just came across my desk. Yes, there is. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention acknowledged Thursday that it's combining the results from viral and antibody COVID-19 tests when reporting the country's testing totals, despite marked differences between the tests. That sounds kind of strange. Mixing up coronavirus testing data. How does that happen? Oh, not only that, but we did hear over the weekend that everybody should be alarmed because there was a surge in coronavirus cases in infants in the state of Texas. I think they said 58 babies tested positive for the COVID. And we should all be worried about that. Might even be a reason why we would not want to send our kids back to school. A viral report of a sudden surge of coronavirus cases in infants in a single county in Texas turns out is inaccurate, a local official said on Saturday. On Friday, the top health official for the Corpus Christi area said at a press conference that the county currently has 85 cases of newborns with coronavirus. That's what Annette Rodriguez, director of public health for Corpus Christi, Nueces County, said. These babies have not even had their first birthday yet. Please help us to stop the spread of the disease. And then there was widespread talk about surges in cases in the county, raising questions about how dozens of infants could have suddenly contracted the virus. How did this happen, asks the Daily Caller. News outlets across the country like CNN and CBS and the Huffington Post and The Hill, everybody, AP, everybody's on top of this. But she was mistaken. According to one of the news outlets there in Corpus Christi, she said 85 tested positive for COVID since the outbreak of the pandemic several months ago. 85 infants under the age of 1 had tested positive for coronavirus, said in the statement. This number reflects the cumulative total of positive tests for infants under the age of 1 since the beginning of testing in mid-March, which has resulted in 8,171 positive tests. Little known is known about whether infants fare better or worse than other age groups with coronavirus. We know elderly populations are at high risk. Children and young adults typically experience mild symptoms. That has been the data so far, and that's why people have said when it comes to being super spreaders or anything of the like, that's not what kids do. It's not that way, and all the data and evidence would suggest otherwise. That is what specific countries who have sent their kids back to school and have them in school now have done. They've actually studied and looked at the data and has shown to be quite different than what is being discussed in this country. It makes you wonder, and especially with the reporting. Now, that 85 infants have had coronavirus since mid-March is sad. I don't know how many of them have passed. You would think that if they did, or there was a number of them passing because of having the virus, you would imagine that would be part of this report, but it wasn't, which would lead you to believe that possibly they all recovered. But again, there's a big difference between 85 that just happened and 85 since mid-March. This is why people get frustrated. This is the biggest frustration out there, is that how do you not look at this and think that it's not political? How do you look at the situation and say, what are you doing? Why can't you give us the numbers straight? Why does everything have to be like this? It's almost as if you're reporting the numbers this way because you want people to believe something so that they will do what you want because you don't want schools to open. And I don't know, maybe it's political. It could very well be. The more you sow the seeds of doubt, like this, CNN and other media outlets out there, the harder time you're going to have people backing you, believing you. believe in what you say. Don't do it. But it's just the way it is. And it's not good. 239-479-5592 is the Tri-Town Construction Talk and Text line, streaming live on the YouTubes. Anytime you want to watch, you just go to Drew Steele Radio, Steele with 3 E's, and you can watch there at your convenience. I noticed this story. I was going to talk about this later in the morning, but I wanted to bring this up now. Jake the Millennial, have you ever heard of Linkin Park? The group?
Of course I have.
Oh, okay. You say that confidently, like everybody who's listening knows who Linkin Park is. I guess maybe, well, the millennials do, right? Is Linkin Park a big millennial group or?
No, definitely not. Definitely 90s.
Okay.
Or early 2000s.
Something like that, right. So Linkin Park has some song called In the End, and the president retweeted a campaign video that had the song in it, In the End. I don't even know if it was a campaign ad. Actually, nobody knows who did it, but it's out on the Twitterverse, and it's really effective, and they use Linkin Park's music. And so Linkin Park sent out a cease and desist. Stop using our music. How many times have you heard that, Jake? How many times have you heard bands saying, stop using my music? Or
quite often.
Yeah. Or stop using the word Dixie in my name. I've taken it out. I'm not the Dixie Chicks anymore. We're the Chicks. Which, by the way, are any women offended by them calling themselves chicks? I mean, isn't that offensive in and of itself? I mean, let's just be honest. You should be offended by that too. We should just call them the or nothing. Because I'm not even sure if they're even doing anything anymore. Does anybody even know if the Dixie Chicks have? Oh, I can't. Did I say? I'm sorry. I said Dixie. Hey, are we going to be okay? Do you need to bleep me? Hey, beep me, Jake. That's what I need. Okay. I need a beep. So I heard about the chicks. All right. Anyway, so Linkin Park says, yeah, you need to stop using our music. Cease and desist. Yeah, you can't really cease and desist music like that. You can't put music out there, have people pay to license it in different places. You know, if the president, just to give you an example, if the president goes to Hertz Arena and he does a big rally at Hertz Arena, and Hertz Arena pays for the licensing to be able to play all kinds of music in the venue. If they're paying for the ability to play the song, if the president comes in and plays a Linkin Park song or a Rolling Stone song, trust me when I tell you, when the groups are going, you need to cease and desist, you need to stop doing this, they're doing it for their buddies. They're doing it because these liberals don't want to be associated with the president. And the minute somebody says, hey, I heard your song was being played by the president, I'm not a supporter of the president, I'm going to put a cease. You can't. You can't stop it. That's why the president continues to use certain songs, because he can. Sorry. That's one of those things that's frustrating. And then CNN runs the story, and it's like, you see, Linkin Park's going to shut him down. So's Bette Midler and Barbara Streisand. That's right. Hollywood and the liberal elite are all going to come together. We're going to shut down the president from using any of our music. Yeah, good luck. Just to play a song. It's not like he uses the same song to be his anthem, where you could actually make the case that, hold on a second, every time the president takes the stage, he's always using my song. That's a problem. He uses all different kinds of songs. And by the way, the venue's allowed to license those songs. So stop getting carried away. Stop your virtue signaling. Although you're never going to stop. You're going to continue to do that, and we all get it. That's one of those frustrating things. All right, Jake, are you ready to go? I think people are ready to go on this Monday, and I am as well. Why don't we do Drew's College right now? You ready, buddy? Oh, there's the music. All right, let's do it. If you'd like to play Drew's College of Political Knowledge, 4 questions on politics, the more you get right, the higher the degree. We'll see if you're in a PhD. Load up the phone lines right now. Caller number 5 will get to you, and we'll have a little bit of fun. We'll get you a diploma and even some prizes in the world of Rona. I don't know what they are, but Jake does. But in the meantime, give us a call right now, 239-479-5592. We will play next on Daybreak, 92.5 Fox News, right all along. Here's traffic. It's Sabrina Katz.
Traffic is slowing in Estero, westbound on Corkscrew heading to Ben Hill. Also delays south, bumper to bumper on 3 Oaks, south of Corkscrew to Williams Road. 41 is going to be your faster alternate. Traffic congested a touch as well on Bonita Beach Road, east and west, heading towards US 41. And the crash out of Mockley Road and 951 still active, but the delays have decreased quite a bit. That's up to the minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News next.
Wink Weather Authority.
For today, scattered rain and storms, the high of 93. Best chance of rain during the afternoon, and get ready for more rounds of scattered storms and highs in the 90s all the way towards the weekend. Wink News, the Weather Authority.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
Serving up a tray load of truth today on 92.5 Fox News. News and smart views.
Majority Leader of the Florida House, Dane Eagle.
I'm Dane Eagle. I'm running for Congress because experience matters. We need proven conservatives fighting for us in Washington. As the Republican Majority Leader of the Florida House, I have proven myself as a trusted conservative. I cut over $10 billion in taxes while balancing Florida's budget. And I've tackled immigration. I fought beside Governor DeSantis to ban sanctuary cities and pass E-Verify. I'm Dane Eagle, and I approve this message because we cannot afford to take another chance on inexperienced, unproven candidates based on campaign ads. That has failed us in the past, and it will fail us again. When I say I'll do something, it's not an empty promise. It's something I've already proven I can and will do. I'm Dane Eagle, and I have the experience to bring back our economy, fight illegal immigration, and keep America great. Send me to Congress. I will stand with President Trump, and I will fight for America. That's a promise, not an ad.
Thank you, Dane.
Paid for by Dane Eagle for Congress.
I'm here with Mike Roberts with Mortgage Warehouse. Mike, give me an update on mortgage rates. How are things looking?
There is a lot of talk about mortgage rates these days, and for good reason. Mortgage rates are nearing the lowest levels we've seen in years. Anyone that purchased their home in 2017 or 2018 should check into refinancing their mortgage to get a lower interest rate. Give us a call at 313-5000 or apply online at mortgagewarehouse.com. You'll work directly with one of our loan officers right here in Southwest Florida. Our no closing cost program allows you to refinance with no fees out of pocket, no fees rolled into your loan, and you won't pay any Florida mortgage taxes either. If you took out a mortgage in 2017 or 2018, or you have an interest rate above 4%, or you are paying mortgage insurance, also known as PMI, call us at 313-5000, that's 313-5000, or apply online at mortgagewarehouse.com.
Certain restrictions apply. NMLS ID 137154, Equal Housing Lender.
You know the problem in Washington? Too many politicians are full of should. They should keep promises, should serve the people, should avoid corruption. But when it's time to deliver, it's just a load of should. Then along comes Donald J. Trump, and the DC insiders, they lose their should. Byron Donalds is a lot like Trump that way. Donalds is willing to shake things up. You could take Trump's word for it.
I want to thank Representative Donalds. He's got a tremendous future ahead of him.
Now Byron Donalds is running for Congress. Donalds fought for low taxes in Tallahassee. He'll keep fighting to protect your paycheck in Congress. Donalds backs term limits. And Donalds stands with Trump to defend our police. Conservative Republican Byron Donalds for Congress. He'll make a difference in Washington. No should. Paid for by Club for Growth Action. Clubforgrowthaction.org and not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. Club for Growth Action is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Drew's College of Political Knowledge is presented by France Eye Care. Better vision, better life.
Attention, class. It's time for Drew's College of Political Knowledge.
It's Drew's College.
All right, let's go to Tom in beautiful Naples. How do I know? Because here's Tom. Good morning, Tom.
Good morning, Drew.
I'm fantastic. Drew's College of Political Knowledge. 4 questions on politics. The more you get right, the higher the degree. We'll see if you're in a PhD or associate's degree. Question, sir, starts right now. Hey, Tom, who was the governor before the great governor that we have right now, Ron DeSantis? Who was the governor before Ron DeSantis?
Scott.
That is correct, sir. All right, you got an associate's. We'll see if you get a bachelor's degree on this question. Who vetoes bills? Who is that?
The president.
That is correct, sir. All right, you got a bachelor's degree. We'll see if you get a master's degree on this question. Can you identify 2 people on the Supreme Court? 2 people?
Gingrich and Roberts.
Roberts and who?
What's her name? Gingrich, whatever her name is, the old lady.
Jay, can we accept the old lady? Yes, we can. Yeah, that's Ginsburg. Ruth Bader Ginsburg, RGB. The old lady.
Yeah.
You seem so interested. All right. You got a master's degree. We'll see if you get a PhD on this question. In 1865, this president passed away a day after being shot in Ford's Theater. Which president passed away a day after being shot at Ford's Theater? Do you know who that was?
No, I don't.
Okay. Would you like multiple choice?
Yes.
Okay. We'll do that for you because it's Monday. Abraham Lincoln, FDR, or Bill Clinton?
I guess it's Lincoln.
You would guess correct, sir. All right. Well, listen, you got a semi-hard fought PhD today on Drew's College, Tom, but you played and you got the diploma. So congratulations to you.
Thank you, sir.
No, thank you, sir. And listen, you were kind of right all along, right?
Yeah, almost right all along for a Monday.
For a Monday. Let's blame it on Monday. That's what we should do. All right.
That's right.
All right. Stay on hold there, Tom. We appreciate you calling in Naples. 239-479-5592. Good stuff. A Monday edition of Drew's College. Hey, speaking of... what is that?
Did you hear what was going on in his car?
He got what?
Did you hear what was going on? He was using his blinker. I could hear his blinker in the background.
That clicking was his blink. Was that his blinker? Really?
Blinker, yeah.
I didn't know. Man, that thing was loud.
Yeah, I know people don't normally use them. I just wanted to say thank you, sir, for using your blinker.
You know that people don't typically use them. Yeah, in Florida, either they don't use them or they're always on.
One or the other.
Yeah, that's a long story. All right. By the way, speaking of long stories, this is a very short story. It's very simple. We want to change the name of Lee County to Trump County. Why in the world would we want to do that? Because we know that the cancel culture is coming here. The president was talking to Chris Wallace over the weekend, and I'm going to play the audio coming up with the president having a conversation with him about the Confederate flag and freedom of speech and the cancel culture and how they want to change the names of the military bases that we all know and love. Now to something else. And the question becomes, what will that be something else? The president said something so funny, but so true. Like, what is the cancel culture going to decide what name to put next on these bases if they have what they want? We don't get to talk about it. We don't get to have a conversation. It's just the cancel culture. So guess what? Cancel culture wants to take the name out of Fort Lee, Fort Bragg, and others. Well, before they come here to Southwest Florida and decide that they want to change the name of Lee County, which it'll happen, it's coming. They've already been knocking at the door for the longest time anyway, when it comes to the bust in downtown Fort Myers and when it comes to the paintings in the courthouse in downtown of Robert E. Lee. Well, guess what? We want to change the name of Lee County to Trump County. How about that? If you agree with that, if you want to do that with us, change.org. Go to our Facebook page, facebook.com/925 Fox News. You click on the face of the president there where it says Trump County, Florida, and sign the change.org.
This is Daybreak. 92.5 Fox News.
This is State Representative Spencer Roach. 2 years ago, I asked you to trust me with your vote to be your voice in the state capitol. I told you that I would not let you down, and I haven't. I voted to ban sanctuary cities and to give the governor the power to remove any elected official who provides sanctuary to illegal aliens. I voted to strip away anti-free market regulations that grant monopolies to the healthcare industrial complex. I supported teacher pay raises, and I'm proud to say that I was the leading co-sponsor on the bill to prevent minors from getting abortions without their parents' knowledge. As rioters march across the country and socialists attempt to overthrow our government, we need leaders tough enough to protect our freedoms, secure our communities, and rebuild our economy. I'm Spencer Roach, and you can trust me to stand up and fight for our liberty, protect our history, and maintain law and order. And that's why I'm asking for your vote. Paid for by Spencer Roach, Republican for Florida House, District 79.
You probably know Lusk, Dre Sites, and Talisano for car accidents and other personal injury matters. But did you know they have attorneys who specialize in many other areas of the law? Whether you're in need of creating or updating your will and testament, or need advice about divorce or child custody, they have an attorney for you. And unlike the all-too-familiar competitors, at Lusk, Dre Sites, and Talisano, you'll be meeting directly with the attorney handling your matter, not some coordinator or case manager looking to increase their numbers. Lusk, Dre Sites, and Talisano. They've been serving you for over 35 years. Have a family law question? Are you seeking a divorce or have child custody issues you need resolved? Do you need assistance with dividing property? At Lusk, Dre Sites, and Talisano, their attorneys can walk you through this difficult process as the needed advocate to protect your legal rights. They've been here for you in the past, they're here today, and will be here for you tomorrow. LDTlaw.com. Offices Cape Coral, Fort Myers, Naples.
92.5 WFSX Estero. It's 8 o'clock on Southwest Florida's news and talk station, 92.5 Fox News.
This Wink News update is presented by CFS Roofing. Online at cfsroofing.com.
Now, this is a Wink News update.
I'm Lindsay Sablon with Wink News. Today, the city of Fort Myers will be voting on a new ordinance that would strongly encourage businesses require people to wear masks inside, including gyms and restaurants. Also starting today, Walmart, Sam's Club, and CVS will require you to wear a face covering when entering any of their stores. Then starting tomorrow, you'll have to wear a mask inside all Publix grocery stores. Today's the deadline to register or change your party affiliation for the August 18th ballot. You can change your address all the way up to the day of the election. Tomorrow, the Charlotte County School Board set to hold an emergency meeting to talk about a number of COVID-19 related things, including possibly pushing back the start date of school. Today, Cape Coral City Council will introduce changes to its noise ordinance. It would require businesses in the entertainment district not to exceed noise levels of 75 decibels after 11 p.m. Sunday through Thursday and after midnight on Fridays and Saturdays. It would then need to drop to 65 decibels after those hours until 7 o'clock in the morning. However, there is one change. It removes the requirement for businesses to get a permit if they plan to be louder than that for special events and if the sound's louder than what's allowed inside buildings. A Naples man is dead after falling out of a boat in the Keys and then being hit by the boat's propeller. FWC says 25-year-old Sean Hurley died Friday night as the boat was heading to Almirada. Hurley and two other passengers were thrown into the water as the boat made a sharp turn. Investigators say a severe thunderstorm was causing rough conditions on the water. I'm Lindsay Sablon with Wink News.
Wink News traffic.
Traffic is slowing in Estero, westbound on Corkscrew heading to Ben Hill. Also delays south, bumper to bumper on 3 Oaks, south of Corkscrew to Williams Road. 41 is going to be your faster alternate. Traffic congested a touch as well on Bonita Beach Road, east and west, heading towards US 41. And the crash out of Mockley Road and 951 still active, but the delays have decreased quite a bit. That's up to the minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
For today, scattered rain and storms with a high of 93. Best chance of rain during the afternoon, and get ready for more rounds of scattered storms and highs in the 90s all the way towards the weekend. Wink News, the Weather Authority.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
Join the movement. Rename Lee County Trump County. 92.5 FoxNews.com. And sign your name today.
So who is this Heather Fitzenhagen?
Oh, she's Planned Parenthood's favorite politician.
What?
Yep, Heather Fitzenhagen supports young girls getting an abortion without their parents knowing, and she voted for late-term abortions.
You're kidding me.
Nope. And it gets worse. She also supports the killing of unborn babies based on their gender.
That's horrible. No wonder Planned Parenthood loves her.
She also fought against President Trump on immigration.
Really?
Oh, yeah. And she voted to give driver's licenses to illegal immigrants and to give them in-state tuition at our universities.
I did hear that. Didn't she also refuse to vote on banning sanctuary cities?
She sure did. Heather Fitzenhagen turned her back on President Trump and refused to vote to ban sanctuary cities in Florida.
And now she's running for the Florida Senate?
Yeah. Planned Parenthood's favorite politician, Heather Fitzenhagen, wants to be our senator.
We certainly don't need a Democrat representing us in the Senate.
Well, she claims claims to be a Republican, but whatever she thinks she is, we don't need Heather Fitzenhagen in Florida Senate.
Hit by Ray Rodriguez, Republican for Florida Senate. Jason Mon at Mon, Himshute, and Adams Law Group is your Lee County home rule attorney. Their attorneys are here to fight for both you and your family's rights against outside interference. They'll work hard to make sure your business personal home rule isn't threatened by unjust government regulation or dishonest business transactions. So remember, to protect your home rule, please call Jason Mon, your experienced home rule lawyer, 472-2424. That's 472-2424.
I'm Casey Askar. My family fled Christian persecution in Iraq. We found freedom in America where we can worship without fear. I joined the Marines to defend the country that gave us so much. But now, America is under attack. Our founders, our heroes, our faith. It's time to fight back. I'm Casey Askar, and I approve this message. I fought for my faith, my family, and my country, and I will fight for you.
Paid for by Casey Askar for Congress. At Fisher Investments, we do things differently, and other money managers don't understand why.
Because our way works great for us.
But it may not work for your clients. That's why Fisher Investments is a fiduciary, obligated to put clients first. It's the highest standard for a financial advisor.
So, what do you provide? Cookie-cutter portfolios like the rest of us?
No cookie-cutter portfolios here. Fisher Investments tailors portfolios to meet each client's goals and needs.
But you do sell investments that earn you high commissions, right? And make commissions when you make trades for your clients?
No, Fisher Investments doesn't sell any commission investment products, and we never earn commissions on trades.
So what's in it for you?
Fisher Investments fees are structured so we do better when our clients do better. When it comes to helping clients achieve a comfortable retirement, we're clearly different. Visit FisherInvestments.com to find out why investors like you switch to us. Fisher Investments, clearly different money management.
Investments in securities involve the risk of loss.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew, Steve.
Well, good morning, Southwest Florida. Glad you're here. 239-479-5592. There's the Tri-Town Construction Talk and Text line streaming live on YouTube. Anytime you want to watch the program, here we are. We would love for you to subscribe. Please subscribe to the channel if you enjoy watching on YouTube or Facebook, and that's where you're going to get the program, and we do appreciate it. Subscribe to the channel. It'll help us to keep it going. Go to Drew Steele Radio, Steele with 3 E's, and then subscribe, and you'll get a chance to watch. And we do appreciate, again, everybody who has been subscribing and everybody who has been signing on to the change.org page. We're over 1,100 signatures now, making our way to 1,500, and love to hit that by the end of the day. And we can do it with your help. You just go to facebook.com/925 Fox News and changing the name from Lee County to Trump County, the Trump County change.org page. That's right, because if the cancel culture is coming, well, guess what? We're going to cancel the cancel culture, because if they're going to make the decision as to what the name change would be as they come here and say, hey, Robert E. Lee, Lee County, we can't have that. We might have something to say about that preemptively. Thank you very much. The president even talked about that. Well, he didn't talk about Lee County specifically, but he did bring something up that speaks volumes to what we're talking about right now. Why don't we just get into that in some of the interview with Chris Wallace over the weekend, where, by the way, people are going to decide and have been choosing sides on this, the things that they want to pick, right? The left watched the interview and saw a president who they didn't like to begin with, and now having a problem speaking to Chris Wallace showing a little bit of his, you'd like to say liberal side, but you be the decider of that as you listen to some of what they talked about in the interview. But Chris Wallace was asking the president, children are taught in school to hate our country. Where do you see that? Like incredulously saying that is a ridiculous notion. Kids taught to hate this country in school. Well, I don't know. Let's count the ways. The president brought up Howard Zinn. He brought up the 1619 project, the curriculum that is going into schools. These are facts. These are facts that for some reason Chris Wallace and those on the left don't want to believe. Like, you don't believe that the 1619 project, where he was talking, where Chris Wallace said, it's just about slavery. That's not what it's about. It's about making it sound like the United States was, in 1619, slaves brought to this country, that it was the United States, that it was set up this way from the beginning, that we were the ones and the only ones that had anything to do with at all in the history of mankind, slavery, as if it all started and the genesis was here, and by default, every part and piece of the United States thereafter is tainted with a history of slavery and racism, and you just got to go right down the line, and that's just, and it's worse than that, but it is what kids are being taught. You see what's happening on the streets in Portland. You see the cancel culture that wants to make their way sooner or later to a city near you. You see what's going on in Portland with Antifa, and you see the kids. They're not adults, they're kids that are destroying property, that are going after federal courthouses and federal buildings, where the president has said enough is enough and has brought people there to stop that from happening. Some officers to make sure that federal buildings are not being destroyed, to keep them away. You know, the kind of things that the city leaders should be doing, but they won't do because they all agree with it. Clearly, they agree with the anarchy. They have no problem with it. And so please spare us this idea that kids are not being taught to hate this country. They are. It's unfortunate, and it's happening. It's not happening where teachers are standing up and saying, kids, let's say the Pledge of Allegiance. No, let's not do that, because we all hate this country, right? I mean, this is a racist, awful, slave-loving country, and we can't stand this place. No, teachers are not doing that. But you can judge what's happening in districts by the curriculum that is being taught. How many of you have even gone and taken the time, if you have a child that's in the school district, whether it's in Lee Collier, Hendry, Charlotte, Glades, anywhere where you can hear the sound of my voice, how many of you have taken the time to examine what your kids are being taught? What textbooks are being used? What are the things that are being discussed? What are the things that are being passed over? Because there's not enough time in the day for school districts to get everything, so we got to pick where we're going to cut. And if we don't have enough time, and we've got to kind of truncate what's going on with history, what's being truncated, what's being left out, and what's being put in. Spare us. It's happening. But the president was being asked about, look, somehow Chris Wallace wanted to go to the Confederate flag. He wanted to go into this. Instead of getting deep into the policies of the president and what he would do as opposed to Joe Biden as president of the United States, and what that would do when it comes to rebuilding the economy, making America great again, if you will, and talking about the specific issues. No. We have to go into these issues that you know are the hot button issues where you'll get the soundbite if you're on the left, like this. You've got it? Let's play it.
When people proudly had their Confederate flags, they're not talking about racism. They love their flag. It represents the South. They like the South. People right now like the South. I say it's freedom of many things, but it's freedom of speech.
So you're not offended by it?
Well, I'm not offended either by Black Lives Matter. That's freedom of speech.
It's freedom of speech. Now let me ask you, are there people, is it possible for those that are now going to take the president out of context and take that moment of time, that sequence of questions about the Confederate flag and take it out of context? Is it possible? I'm just asking. Is it possible that there are people who fly Confederate flags because they're from the South and they love the South, and the Confederate flag to them is a symbol of the South, and it's not a symbol of hatred and racism or anything else, that there could possibly be? I'm just asking. Could there possibly be people that like the flag for that reason, and not for the reasons that you say that they like the flag for? That people don't look at that history the way that they're not flying it saying, woo, slavery, woo, racism. I'm just putting it out there. You can answer that question.
And you know, the whole thing with cancel culture, we can't cancel our whole history. We can't forget that the North and the South fought. We have to remember that. Otherwise, we'll end up fighting again. You can't just cancel all.
But let me ask you this: when it gets to be more than just cancel.
Okay, let me just stop right there. The president has a point, right? When he talks about canceling things out, that the battles between the North and the South, the the history of this country that you're not going to be able to truncate and just say, oh, by the way, kids, just want to let you know we don't have a whole lot of time in this school year, but the North beat the South, and the South was pro-slavery, and the North was against the slavery, and the North won, and anybody south of Virginia is a bunch of slave owning and still love the South, and if you see Confederate flags, just want to I mean, maybe I'm exaggerating a little bit, but what I'm saying is the president's right. If you're going to not talk about the history, if you're not going to get into the details of whether it's the Civil War or whether it's 1619 or what that means, and you're not going to get into the details specifically of what is true and what isn't, what are the facts and what are not, and you are not going to be able to talk about our history, even the bad, so that we learn from it. Because there's plenty of history that is bad all across the planet. That he's right. If we don't talk about it and we don't teach about it, then what happens? Well, you know what happens. All right, let him go on.
Maybe this is cancel culture. The National Defense Authorization Act, the NDAA, you have threatened to veto it because in the bill, and this is supported by Republicans as well as Democrats, it would rename Army bases named for Confederate generals. Now, this is a bill that funds military operations.
All right, let me stop. He talks about how it funds military operations. How many of you are sick and tired of politicians in Washington, D.C. who take an item like the renaming of military bases, and instead of having a national debate and conversation about it on its own, sitting by itself and then making decisions by itself, include it into something like this, the National Defense Act that pays our soldiers and funds the military. So to make it a political football so that if the president says, I don't agree with this that's in the bill, then Democrats can turn around and say, oh, he hates the military. See that? He doesn't even want to. How? Are we tired of this yet? Look, I don't like when Republicans do it either. So don't get me wrong. Don't make it sound as if Republicans are always doing the right thing. They're not. Sorry to break it to everybody, but they don't always do that. I would hate it if a Republican did the same thing. They shouldn't. These things should be on their own and debated and be able to be discussed by you and I, and the American people should be able to talk about this and then make the decision. But no, we have to include it into something else to make it a political football. And the president makes his point. Go ahead, you can do it.
It gives soldiers a pay raise. Yeah. You're going to veto that?
Because they'll get their pay raise. Hey, look, don't tell me this. I got soldiers the biggest pay raises in the history of our military. I got soldiers brand new equipment, brand new jets, brand new rockets, brand new 2.5.
But you'll never hear anything about that because all you'll hear about is how the president is vetoing it. They won't go into the details as to why. They'll just make the broader issue out there, the left will, to make the president look bad.
And I did more for the military than any president that's ever had this office.
Veto this
because I think that Fort Bragg, Fort Robert E. Lee, all of these forts that have been named that way for a long time, decades and decades.
But the military says they're for this.
Excuse me. I don't care what the military says. I'm supposed to make the decision. Fort Bragg is a big deal. We won 2 world wars. Nobody even knows General Bragg. We won 2 world wars. Go to that community where Fort Bragg is in a great state. I love that state. Go to the community. Say, how do you like the idea of renaming Fort Bragg? And then what are we going to name it? You're going to name it after the Reverend Al Sharpton?
And then that's the line. That's it. What are you going to do? You're going to name it after Al Sharpton? Is that where we're going to go? The president making that point, but that is the broad point, everybody. That's the big point. It's simple. That's why I'm doing what I'm doing when it comes to changing Lee County to Trump County, because I don't want somebody else deciding, the cancel culture that decides that we're not allowed to talk about the history of the country, the good and the bad, and give you both sides and the truth and the facts. We're not allowed to talk about coronavirus the way that we're supposed to do it, which is science, data, and facts. No, we're supposed to do it all on the feels and emotions, and that's where we're supposed to go with it. And if he feels something, then that's how it has to be. We don't do that. We go by the science and the data, although the left tells us that's what they want, but that's not what they want. They only want it when it works for them. When it doesn't work for them, then it's all about the feelings. We want the facts. We want to be able to go over the history, the good and the bad. And the president is saying, look, this is what the cancel culture does. So they're going to cancel everything out. And then ultimately, when they rename these bases, you're going to name it after Al Sharpton? Because they're the ones that are going to get to decide what it's named after. And I'm saying that that's why I'm doing Trump County instead of Lee County. That if a cancel culture is going to come into Southwest Florida and they're going to tell us that we're going to rename it, guess what? They're going to be the ones to tell us what is and is not good. And I'm saying, no, we're not going to do that. That's why I'm doing Trump County, not because I have a problem with Lee County. I don't have a problem with Lee County to begin with. So for those that have been texting and emailing, I respect that you say that, but that's not the issue here. The issue is not getting mad at me for doing it or saying it because you think I have a problem with it. I don't. It's the same thing that the president just said, is that we would get ahead of it and we would be the ones to make the decision. And if it is going to happen, we want to say in this. You don't get to come along and decide you're going to name Lee County Al Sharpton County because that's what you want to do, or any other name, or Chuck Schumer County or Nancy Pelosi County. Is that we'll call it Pelosi County. How's that sound, Jake? It's got a nice ring to it, Pelosi County.
No.
What do you think about that? You like that?
Bowl of doggy do.
Yeah, I'm starting to think that too. All right, let's take a break. 239-479-5592. It's Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. Right all along. By the way, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. We appreciate it. Just go to Drew Steele Radio on YouTube. Steele has 3 E's, and you can subscribe right there. And we appreciate it. All right, traffic. Here's Sabrina Katz.
Traffic is slowing in Estero, westbound on Corkscrew heading to Ben Hill. Also delays south, bumper to bumper on 3 Oaks, south of Corkscrew to Williams Road. 41 is going to be your faster alternate. Traffic congested a touch as well on Bonita Beach Road, east and west, heading towards US 41. And the crash at Immokalee Road and 951 still active, but the delays have decreased quite a bit. That's up to the minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
For today, scattered rain and storms, the high of 93. Best chance of rain during the afternoon, and get ready for more rounds of scattered storms and highs in the 90s all the way towards the weekend. Wink News, the Weather Authority.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
The 2020 election plays out here.
Stand up and fight those powers that be.
92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Attention, Southwest Florida. It's not too late. You can still get $8,000 over Kelley Blue Book value for your trade-in, but only at Naples Nissan. Hundreds of new SUV models to choose from, all backed by our exclusive unlimited mile lifetime warranty. Pick out your favorite at NaplesNissan.com. Then come see us on Pine Ridge Road to find out the KBB.com current market value for your trade-in. We'll give you $8,000 more so you can drive that brand new Nissan home today. If KBB says it's worth $5,000, Naples Nissan will give you $13,000. If KBB says $10,000, we'll give you $18,000. You must act fast though. Visit NaplesNissan.com for full details. Offer on select models with approved credit and cannot be combined.
If you needed heart surgery, who would you call? A doctor who's done it every day or a doctor who's done it once a year? The same is true about your erectile dysfunction. At the Fort Myers Men's Clinic, our Florida physicians focus on one thing: solving your ED. High blood pressure, diabetes, high cholesterol, prostate cancer, these all contribute to your ED. And our physicians at the Fort Myers Men's Clinic know how to solve your problems. We have over 50 different custom formulations tailored just for you. You get to try the medication containing FDA-approved ingredients right in our office. Your total cost for the consultation, test dose, testosterone, and PSA test is only $99. If the test dose doesn't work, you pay us nothing. So you have absolutely nothing to lose, but everything to gain. Call now. 239-317-7777. That's 239-317-7777. And move from skeptic to believer. 317-7777. 317-7777. Or online at FortMyersMen'sClinic.com.
You know the problem in Washington? Too many politicians are full of should. They should keep promises, should serve the people, should avoid corruption. But when it's time to deliver, it's just a load of should. Then along comes Donald J. Trump, and the DC insiders, they lose their should. Byron Donalds is a lot like Trump that way. Donalds is willing to shake things up. You could take Trump's word for it.
I want to thank Representative Donalds. He's got a tremendous future ahead of him.
Now Byron Donalds is running for Congress. Donalds fought for low taxes in Tallahassee. He'll keep fighting to protect your paycheck in Congress. Donalds backs term limits. And Donalds stands with Trump to defend our police. Conservative Republican Byron Donalds for Congress. He'll make a difference in Washington. No should. Paid for by Club for Growth Action. Clubforgrowthaction.org and not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. Club for Growth Action is responsible for the content of this advertising.
With all the nasty stuff in the air these days, isn't it time to make good nasal hygiene your new normal? You wouldn't go a day without washing your hands or brushing your teeth, but what about your nose? It's the body's air filter, and it traps germs that can make you sick and allergens that can make you miserable. Nasal irrigation cleans your nose by flushing out allergens, mucus, bacteria, and worse. And it's clinically proven to relieve congestion naturally without drugs. I'm Martin Hoke, and I invented Navage, the world's only nose cleaner with powered suction. Navage is the easy-to-use alternative to neti pots, pills, and sprays. Here's my promise to you. Try Navage. If it doesn't relieve congestion and help you breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and feel healthier, just return it for a full, no-questions-asked refund. Over 1 million sold. Online at Navage.com or at Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Bed Bath, and Target. Make good nasal hygiene your new normal with Navage. N-A-V-A-G-E.
This is 92.5 Fox News.
Stay break 92.5 Fox News 239-479-5592. The Tri-Town Construction Talk and Text line. Streaming live on YouTube, Drew Steele Radio, Steele with 3 E's. Please subscribe to the channel. We appreciate it. If you enjoy it, it keeps us going. Coming up, the top 5 audio clips of the day, the 5 at 8:35. Love to know what you're thinking now as we get closer and closer to the start of the school year. We keep hearing things about the teachers and how they're concerned, and the American Association of Pediatrics pleading with the governor to please reconsider opening schools, and as if there's only one way to do this. Can't we all agree, even when it comes to this issue, can't we all agree that there is a way that we can accommodate every single situation, every single one? If you're a teacher and you're afraid and you don't want to go to school, then don't go to school. Then we'll find an accommodation for you where you can still teach your kids. I mean, we live in a technology era, a technologically advanced era, I guess, if you want to put it that way. We know all kinds of ways that we can do this for the time being to not make it permanent, to be able to assist every person who's concerned, including parents and kids, and lay it all out there. It's not just a one-size-fits-all situation. It doesn't have to be, but there are those that are insisting that that's the only way you can do it, as if it's the only way you're allowed to do it, and I would beg to differ. So we can talk about that coming up in just a little bit. So kind of looking at some of the other stories that are out there. There's some stories here politically when it comes to the state of Florida and some of the things that we've talked about on the heels of finding out some interesting information of vote by mail fraud by Democrats. There's some vote by mail settlements that have been done here in the state we'll get to in a minute.
92.5 Fox News.
Today's radicalized Democrat Party is attempting to dismantle, disarm, and discredit our frontline heroes. We must fight to stop them before it's too late. But to do that, we cannot send more weak leaders to Washington. It takes a bold, unapologetic conservative to stand up to the liberal mob and protect the institutions that make America great. We can't give in, and we can't give up. I'm Dr. William Figglestaller, and I approve this message because I'm the America First conservative you can trust.
Paid for by William Figglestaller, Republican, House District 19.
That's what sleeping with a CPAP sounds like. If you can't use CPAP, imagine pressing a button and it sounding like this. That's sleeping with Inspire. No mask, no hose, just sleep. Inspire is a sleep apnea treatment that works inside the body with one click of a remote. That's right, just a button. If you have sleep apnea, great sleep awaits at inspiresleep.com. That's inspiresleep.com. Inspire. Sleep apnea innovation. No mask, no hose, just sleep.
Talk to your doctor to see if Inspire is right for you and review important safety information at inspiresleep.com.
Who is Adam Botana? He's running trashy negative ads, but it's all a distraction. Botana is desperate to hide the fact that he has zero accomplishments. He's just a liberal living at his parents' place following the Pelosi playbook. With a history of failing to pay taxes, liberal Botana is for sale, taking money from his big sugar buddies, even taking $10,000 into his dark money committee from a Democrat. Arrested for DUI, cited by police 7 times over 7 years, liberal Botana is reckless. Adam Botana, desperate, for sale, reckless, liberal. But Jason Mon is a proven Trump conservative with a solid record fighting for conservative causes, like enforcing immigration laws and protecting the Second Amendment. And Jason Mon is leading the fight to rebuild our economy and keep our water clean. Jason Mon, candidate, House District 76, a Trump conservative, a proven leader. Sponsored by Friends of Jason Mon PC.
For the past 58 years, Conditioned Air is focused on your comfort. Today more than ever, our business community, our nonprofits, our leaders, and our citizens are relying on each other for strength. It's not a me thing, a you thing, it's a we time in our lives. Conditioned Air is here for you and here for our community. Whether you're looking for routine air conditioning service and repair for your home, installation of a new air conditioning system in a large commercial property, or anything in between, our Conditioned Air team is eager to help. You can count on the people of Conditioned Air. We are your neighbors, parents of school children, volunteers in the communities, coworkers, consumers, and supporters of all types of businesses. We want to help you when and where you need us, at your business or in your home. Your comfort is essential. Invest wisely. Conditioned Air, the comfort people since 1962, serving all of Southwest Florida. Call 1-888-COLD-AIR or log on to conditionedair.com. License number CAC 1819590.
I'm Pam Puso. Peaceful protests turning violent in downtown Seattle.
Rioters breaking windows. They also clashed with police, throwing rocks and bottles at officers. The group leaving a trail of destruction, vandalizing a police precinct.
Fox's Jackie Ibanez. Police say at least a dozen officers were hurt, 1 hospitalized. President Trump says he doesn't like to lose, and he tells Fox News Sunday he doesn't think he will against Joe Biden.
I say he's not competent to be president. To be president, you have to be sharp and tough and so many other things. He doesn't even come out of his basement. They think, oh, this is a great campaign.
The latest Fox News poll has the presumptive Democratic nominee winning by 8 points.
Those are fake polls. They were fake in 2016, and now they're even more fake.
America's listening to Fox News.
This Wink News update is presented by Stevie Tomato Sports Page in Fort Myers, Cape Coral, and Naples.
Now, this is a Wink News update.
I'm Lindsay Sablon with Wink News. Today, the city of Fort Myers will be voting on a new ordinance that would strongly encourage businesses require people to wear masks inside, including gyms and restaurants. Also starting today, Walmart, Sam's Club, and CVS will require you to wear a face covering when entering any of their stores. Then starting tomorrow, you'll have to wear a mask inside all Publix grocery stores. Today's the deadline to register or change your party affiliation for the August 18th ballot. You can change your address all the way up to the day of the election. Tomorrow, the Charlotte County School Board set to hold an emergency meeting to talk about a number of COVID-19 related things, including possibly pushing back the start date of school. Today, Cape Coral City Council will introduce changes to its noise ordinance. It would require businesses in the entertainment district not to exceed noise levels of 75 decibels after 11 p.m. Sunday through Thursday and after midnight on Fridays and Saturdays. It would then need to drop to 65 decibels after those hours until 7 o'clock in the morning. However, there is one change. change. It removes the requirement for businesses to get a permit if they plan to be louder than that for special events and if the sound's louder than what's allowed inside buildings. A Naples man is dead after falling out of a boat in the Keys and then being hit by the boat's propeller. FWC says 25-year-old Sean Hurley died Friday night as the boat was heading to Islamorada. Hurley and 2 other passengers were thrown into the water as the boat made a sharp turn. Investigators say a severe thunderstorm was causing rough conditions on the water. I'm Lindsay Sablon with Wink News.
Wink News traffic.
A crash in Bonita at East Terry and Imperial Parkway is slowing traffic southbound on Imperial. Guys, if you want to avoid this slowdown, 41, Old 41, both up to speed. Still seeing that slow traffic on Alico Road heading west to Ben Hill for almost about a mile. Also delays building on 6 Mile west of Plantation to Metro Parkway. A very nice commute, though, for my Cape commuters heading to and from Cape Coral on both bridges. Also, North Fort Myers, a little delay on Pondella Road heading west from Business 41 to US 41. That's up to the minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
For today, scattered rain and storms, the high of 93. Best chance of rain during the afternoon, and get ready for more rounds of scattered storms and highs in the 90s all the way towards the weekend. Wink News, the Weather Authority.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
Drew Steele in the morning and Trey Radel in the afternoon. 2 doses of what cures liberalism. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
It's Big Al from Stevie Tomato's Sports Page. Do you feel like you're the forgotten person in this great country, working hard all your life and contributing to this country's greatness, but taken for granted by our politicians' quest for voters? Using their slogan, more taxes will set you free. At Stevie's, you are not forgotten. We love our customers and never want them to feel forgotten. We deliver the value you deserve with our food, service, and pricing. Making our customers feel special is our happiness. As the owner of Stevie Tomatoes, we cater to the forgotten person. Those of you who go about every day doing what it takes for them and their family while contributing to this country's greatness, its culture and values. I personally invite you to allow us to be a small part of what makes you feel special, and we promise to obtain your complete satisfaction. I guarantee it. For daily specials, go to StevieTomato.com. Stevie Tomato Sports Page in Cape Coral, Fort Myers, and Naples. Come, come, come.
Attention, Southwest Florida. It's not too late. You can still get $8,000 over Kelley Blue Book value for your trade-in, but only at Naples Nissan. Hundreds of new SUV models to choose from, all backed by our exclusive unlimited mile lifetime warranty. Pick out your favorite at NaplesNissan.com. Then come see us on Pine Ridge Road to find out the KBB.com current market value for your trade-in. We'll give you $8,000 more so you can drive that brand new Nissan home today. If KBB says it's worth $5,000, Naples Nissan will give you $13,000. If KBB says $10,000, we'll give you $18,000. You must act fast, though. Visit NaplesNissan.com for full details. Offer on select models with approved credit and cannot be combined.
Jason Mon at Mon, Himshoot, and Adams Law Group is your Lee County home rule attorney. Their attorneys are here to fight for both you and your family's rights against outside interference. They'll work hard to make sure your business personal home rule isn't threatened by unjust government regulation or dishonest business transactions. So remember, to protect your home rule, please call Jason Mon, your experienced home rule lawyer, 472-2424. That's 472-2424.
We are Moran Wealth Management. Passionate about learning what's important to you and your family. Personable, with 24 professionals dedicated to attentive, customized service and focused on client relationships. Performance-driven. As part of Barron's top 1,200 advisors, Tom Moran, founder, CEO, and senior PIM portfolio manager, is Florida's highest-ranked advisor for 2019. Call 239-920-4440 today or visit MoranWealthManagement.com. Moran Wealth Management. Passionate, personable, performance-driven. Barron's rankings are based on data provided by thousands of advisors. Factors included in the rankings were assets under management, revenue produced for the firm, regulatory record, length of service, quality of practice, and client retention. Investment products and services are offered through Wells Fargo Advisors Financial Network, LLC. Moran Wealth Management is a separate entity from WFAFN.
Pool need a checkup? Call the doctor, the Pool Doctor.
Hi, Dr. Mark here. LED color-changing pool lights can create an after-dark backyard oasis. Pick your color or select one of the light shows. You can see how dramatic it really is on our website. We're a family company, and for over 40 years, we've been doing business right.
The prescription is the Pool Doctor for award-winning pool service, repairs, and unheard of $39 diagnostic calls. That's mypooldoctor.com or 239-574-1133. State certified CPC 057088.
Hey, it's Drew Steele talking about my really good friends at Zero Res Carpet and Tile Cleaning. And once you use their services, I promise you, you will realize the Zero Res difference like I do each and every time they come to my home. They really are great people, a fantastic business here in Southwest Florida. And you know now more than ever how important it is to keep your home safe for you and your family. And sometimes it's not just the little things that people do at businesses that make them special, but it's the big things that they do as well. And the job that Zero Res can do in your home. Obviously, the importance of practicing safe social distancing, cleaning and disinfecting all equipment with EPA-registered disinfectants, the techs wearing gloves and booties, and all of those things that make a difference. And here's a way that you can experience the Zero Res difference. How about $129 for 3 rooms of carpet or 2 rooms of tile right now? So give Zero Res a call. 239-932-9376. That's 239-932-9376. Or visit them online at ZeroResSWFL.com. That's spelled ZeroRez.
This is 92.5 Fox News.
Stay break 92.5 Fox News 239-479-5592. Streaming live on the YouTubes if you want to watch Drew Steele Radio, Steele with 3 E's. And we appreciate you subscribing to the channel while you're there. All right, time for the top 5 audio clips of the day. Here we go. It's the 5 at 8:35.
Drew's Top 5 at 8:35 is brought to you by Moran Wealth Management. Isn't it time to review your portfolio options? Go to moranwm.com.
Drew's 5 at 8:35.
Number 5.
We have a problem. We need to admit it and own it, but we've got to do the things that are very clear that we need to do to turn this around. Remembering we can do it. We know that when you do it properly, you bring down those cases. We've done it. We've done it in New York. New York got hit worse than any place in the world. And they did it correctly by doing the things that you're talking about.
Okay, wait, let me just stop for a second. I know that it was Dr. Fauci that was talking over the weekend with NPR, holding up New York as a model for fighting coronavirus. And I understand his idea that the handling of the pandemic was done well, correctly in New York. But what I'm really trying to figure out is, what planet is he on? Are you so Dr. Fauci, who we're supposed to trust, is suggesting that New York should be held up as the place that did it correctly, that handled the pandemic, the state that sent positive cases back into nursing homes, thereby causing the deaths of thousands of individuals that we know about. It is documented. It is fact that we're supposed to hold up New York as the model. Is that what he's suggesting? Yeah, that's what he's suggesting.
Number 4.
New questions tonight about the accuracy of the state's coronavirus death numbers. Orange County Health Officer Dr. Raul Pino telling us one person reported to have died from COVID was killed in a motorcycle accident. So was it removed from the data?
I don't think so. I have to double check. We were arguing. We were discussing and trying to argue with the state. Not because of the numbers. I mean, it's 100. It's not make any difference if it's 99.
Yeah, it's just one person. It's that what's the difference between 99 and 100? That is the Florida Department of Health in Orange County and the head, Dr. Raul Pino, that said, yeah, a man who had coronavirus died in a motorcycle crash. He was added to the COVID death data, but it's just one person. I mean, that's all it is. It's only one. There's no way that you can prove that there would be others that it may have happened. Are we concerned about this at all?
Number 3. The lack of leadership in the White House and in our governor's office, they simply have not hit this with a hammer, which is what we needed to do, and starve the virus. They opened too soon, and they misunderstand what you need to do, or they understand it and they're not willing to do it. Talking about opening schools is ridiculous when you have community spread the way we do here.
There's Democrat Representative Donna Shalala, Florida representative, who is saying we got to shut down the state schools. That's a ridiculous notion, sending kids back to school. We cannot protect the economy if we don't protect the lives of the people in the community. And of course, she has the answer. We just shut it down. That's your answer. Anything else? No, we just shut it down. We can't even talk about it because, Governor DeSantis bad, which means Trump bad, which means we get to lose the state of Florida, which helps Democrats. Is that the suggestion here?
Number 2.
Hi, everyone. As many of you know, my name is Lilith Sinclair. I am an Afro-Indigenous, non-binary local organizer here in Portland, organizing for the abolition of not just the militarized police state, but also the United States as we know it.
Yeah, that's Lilith Sinclair. She's a Portland Antifa activist. She got a microphone there in Portland. Antifa, peaceful protesters that just care about the lives of individuals here in the country. They're peaceful. Everything is fine, and they love the country. There she is talking about she's happy that they all organize because they're all looking at the same thing: the abolition of the United States as we know it. The abolition of the United States as we know it, to a cheering crowd. What part of that, if you're on the left, if you're a Democrat, don't you get? Unless, of course, Lilith Sinclair and Antifa is, part of your constituency, to which you wouldn't want to make them upset because you need their vote. Is that your suggestion?
Number 1.
I don't want to say that. I say he's not competent to be president. To be president, you have to be sharp and tough and so many other things. He doesn't even come out of his basement. They think, oh, this is a great campaign. So he goes in. I'll then make a speech. It'll be a great speech. And some young guys start writing. Vice President Biden said this. He didn't say it. Joe doesn't know he's alive, okay? He doesn't know he's alive.
That's the president and his interview with Chris Wallace. And do I need to say anything more?
Drew's 5 at 8:35.
All right. Going after Joe Biden was pretty harsh, wasn't it, Joe? I mean, it was
not a joke.
Not a joke. Yeah, Joe Biden steps up and is answering questions, and it's all written out for him. And there are people who believe that there's something wrong, that there's something going on with the former vice president. I think it was like 40-something% of individuals that are going to be voting this year think there's some sort of dementia going on with the vice president, the former vice president. And yet there are people that are still considering voting for him because of their deep-seated TDS and hatred towards the president of the United States. That's a problem. It's also a problem when I go back to some of the things that we talked about in some of the audio here. Lilith Sinclair, the Portland Antifa activist, wants the abolition of the United States, wants to destroy the United States to a cheering crowd. Please don't tell us that Antifa and everybody that's in Portland right now are peaceful protesters, but the media is letting everybody believe that they're just peacefully protesting. And then all of a sudden, when they go after maybe a little bit of graffiti, nothing bad, just a harmless little writing on a federal building. There's nothing to see here. All of a sudden, the president brings in troops. He's bringing in stormtroopers, as one individual put it. Yes, making a reference to Nazi Germany stormtroopers. Yeah, exactly. Who was that? Nancy Pelosi that did that? I don't want to say that was definitely her, but somebody on the Democrat side said that how dare the president bring in troops to stop this? It's worse than that. And if you're trying to figure out whether or not we're teaching kids in schools to that the love that they should have for this country, the the greatest country in the history of mankind, the country that many people want to come to and continuously want to come to. You don't see people trying to escape this country. They're all coming here for a reason. The country that gives you the freedom of speech to be able to speak against things that you don't like about the government, to be able to express yourself, even if you're wrong. In many places, you don't get that ability. And people are looking and say, well, what are you talking about, Drew? They're being locked up. Yeah, because they're destroying property. Let's add that little caveat in there, okay? Don't tell us that these kids are not being taught in schools to hate this country. They are. Clearly, you have that individual there who's telling us that they want the destruction of the United States as they know it. And that is to thunderous applause there around her. That's what they believe. That's what they're taught. They're taught to hate. I mean, there is something to be said about that, right? There's something to be said about the Democrat Party and where they stand when it comes to defunding the police and the defunding police activism that's going on. Look, it's not about defunding the police. It's about dismantling police departments and coming up with new creative ways to be able to police. Here's one of those new creative ways to police different areas of the country. You may recognize this individual. And this is Keith Ellison. Keith Ellison is someone who does have a say or two in what the Democrat Party believes and the things that should happen in the Democrat Party. Not Joe Biden and what he says, but the party that will manipulate Joe Biden and do what they want to do because Joe Biden is just a puppet for them to be able to move their agenda forward. Keith Ellison says about defunding police departments and women that are raped.
If you're a woman who's been a victim of a sexual assault and the assailant is ran away, wouldn't you rather talk to somebody who is trained in helping you deal with what you're dealing with, as opposed to somebody whose main training is that they know how to use a firearm?
Does that sound right to you? So you're a victim of sexual assault. The assailant has taken off. Instead of trying to find out who did that and get that assailant, wouldn't it be better to just have somebody come up and talk to you about what just happened? Now, I might make the suggestion you can do both. But you can't do both because the Democrat Party doesn't want to do both because they believe that there are other ways that we can do it policing that would be much better for who? Sure sounds like the assailant got the good end of that deal because they get to get off scot-free. They don't have a problem. They run off and that's the end of that. But we're not allowed to say that. We can't talk like that because that's outrageous. I'm just asking questions. I'm looking at the audio that we just played of Dr. Fauci, who says that New York should be held up as the example and the way to go and how we're supposed to do things in this coronavirus pandemic. Dr. Fauci, along with the CDC, who have all the answers, and we want to trust and we want to believe in, until we find out some of the things that are going on, like the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention acknowledging on Thursday, according to The Hill, that it's combining the results from viral and antibody COVID-19 tests when reporting the country's testing totals, despite marked differences between the tests. So they're mixing them up, putting them together, trying to figure out where the truth lies in spikes in cases and what they are and are not. But everything is fine. Nothing to see here. Can't give me any other bad examples. Yeah, I can. When it comes to reporting, breathlessly, places like CNN and MSNBC and other locations were talking about how there's been this spike, this surge in cases, Florida and Texas, which, by the way, we're finding out more and more each and every day how awful things are in the state of Florida and the state of Texas, how we come to find out that even the New York Times has decided over the weekend that they're changing the methodology and the way they're reporting COVID-19 data. Now, instead of doing it from the beginning and making it a cumulative effect to see what's going on in specific states, now they're only doing it and reporting total cases and deaths in the past 7 days. Guess what that does? That makes Florida and Texas look really bad and makes New York look wonderful, and New Jersey and other places. But what difference does it make? If it's bad, it's bad. We're just trying to get the whole picture. Just like the motorcyclist that we were told died from COVID in a motorcycle accident, but was reported as a COVID death because, well, he had COVID at the time. We're also told breathlessly over the weekend, CNN, MSNBC, and other locations, even some local news organizations, talking about the surge in coronavirus cases in Texas infants. 85 cases. 85 babies under the age of 1 in Nueces County, all tested positive for COVID-19, the public health affairs director for Corpus Christi said. They haven't even had their first birthday yet. We've got to stop the spread. Till we come to find out that it's 85 testing positive since the outbreak started months ago in mid-March. Not this week, not for 2 weeks, but in the whole time period from the beginning of reporting on this in mid-March. That's important to know, right? But no, you don't get to know that. You run with a narrative that's other than what actually is happening. Why? What are you trying to accomplish? We don't want kids going back to school. Okay, is there any alternatives that we can do to that so that we can keep everybody safe the way you believe safety should look? Teachers are afraid to go back. They're making wills right now. I read something online that the teachers are now writing out their wills because they're worried that they're going to die going back to school. I'm not kidding. Maybe that person needs to find a different occupation. Or maybe we can find an accommodation for people that are that worried. We can. We can do both. We can make accommodations for everything when it comes to school. I'm just making that suggestion that there are a lot of things we can do. And instead, we've got people like Nikki Fried, who I'm told by Florida politics, after months of battling with Governor DeSantis, Nikki Fried has saying that the state is putting, the governor's putting the party over really what's happening here, and likened Florida Republicans to the officers who watched George Floyd die as your agriculture commissioner. You got a problem with that? Maybe you don't. I think that's a problem. All right, so we need to get going. Jake, hear the music. I hear that we need to get going, right? There it is. All right. Don't forget to subscribe, YouTube. Go to Drew Steele Radio. Please subscribe to the channel. We appreciate it. And yes, sign up for our change.org petition. We want to change Lee County to Trump County. Listen, if the cancel culture is coming for military bases, if it's coming for all different kinds of names and different things, and they're going to ultimately come to Lee County because Robert E. Lee, Lee County, they're going to want to change the name. Well, maybe we get ahead of it. And we change the name of Lee County to Trump County. That's what I'm saying. And if you want to be part of that, change.org, you can go to the page. And through the week, we're going to talk more about how this process plays out. So go to our Facebook page, facebook.com/925 Fox News. And right there, you'll see the president's face. You click on that, it'll take you to the change.org page. All right, let's find out how the remainder of the forecast is shaping up. Coming up right now, Kirsten Delgado's got it.
For today, scattered rain and storms, the high of 93. Best chance of rain during the afternoon, and get ready for more rounds of scattered